Chapter 3041. This Lin Moyu is too clever. The Beast Emperor's sudden warning didn't surprise Lin Moyu at all. He casually replied, "Senior Beast Emperor, have you had enough of watching the show?" Hearing Lin Moyu's words, the Beast Emperor was obviously stunned. "You knew I was here." Lin Moyu chuckled. What affairs in the northern continent can escape Senior Beast Emperor's notice? This moderate flattery immediately shifted the Beast Emperor's attention, making him feel quite pleased. Since entering the second layer of space, Lin Moyu had sensed the Beast Emperor's aura. Although the Beast Emperor's aura was faint, it was constantly present. Normally, after thousands of years, the Beast Emperor's aura should have dissipated long ago. The fact that a trace of the Beast Emperor's aura still remained could only mean that the Beast Emperor had left a backup plan. Moreover, this backup plan hadn't been discovered by the lightning purple striped tiger clan. If not for his extremely keen spiritual perception, Lin Moyu might not have discovered it either. Why leave a special backup plan? Lin Moyu had already figured it out at the time. The Beast Emperor also coveted this outer god, but wasn't confident. The Beast Emperor, who left a backup plan, could surely sense what was happening here. He definitely knew about Lin Moyu's arrival and Lin Moyu's confrontation with the outer god. Lin Moyu could even analyze the Beast Emperor's probable thoughts and his dilemma. How could the Beast Emperor know that Lin Moyu had already guessed 8 or 9/10 of his thoughts? He continued to speak. That fellow might come to launch a sneak attack. Lin Moyu said, "No matter, it's just a feint attack. I've already guessed it." The outer god wasn't stupid, but compared to Lin Moyu, it was clearly still far behind. The outer god used its ability to create many weak avatars, seemingly guarding the formation nodes, but its real intention was to sneak attack Lin Moyu. The outer god naturally understood that Lin Moyu was the key to leading this war. As long as it could kill Lin Moyu, it could still ultimately win this war. According to Lin Moyu's guess, the outer god should have a way to bypass the formation's obstacles and come to sneak attack him. But this method wasn't easy to accomplish, otherwise it would have used it earlier. Now seeing that it couldn't win by fighting, it had no choice but to use this method. The Beast Emperor surely knew the outer god had this ability, which was why he spoke up to warn. Lin Moyu felt an aura condensing beside him. It was the Beast Emperor's aura. The Beast Emperor had entered the formation and, using the formation's power, condensed into form. What the Beast Emperor condensed into was a lightning tiger, looking no different from the other lightning tigers. This way, even the clan elders of the lightning purple striped tiger clan didn't know the Beast Emperor had arrived. Lin Moyu said, "Senior Beast Emperor, have you come to protect me?" The Beast Emperor said, "I've dealt with that fellow before, even fought with it. It's very tricky. It has the ability to briefly travel between formations to sneak attack you." The Beast Emperor looked around vigilantly, as if ready to act at any moment. Actually, Lin Moyu's thoughts were different from the Beast Emperor's. Lin Moyu was hoping for the other to attack, so it could expose its main body and be killed in one strike. But now having the Beast Emperor protect him wasn't bad either. At least it could save him some effort. Moreover, Lin Moyu knew that part of the reason the Beast Emperor was doing this was for Dao rewards. In the process of dealing with the outer god, the more effort put in, the more rewards naturally received. Since the Beast Emperor wasn't stopping him, he might as well help, so he could also get a share. Lin Moyu saw through this but didn't say it. "Then I'll trouble the Beast Emperor." The Beast Emperor chuckled, "No problem. Get ready, that fellow might come out at any time." Lin Moyu said, "With the Beast Emperor here, my safety naturally isn't an issue." Far away in the formation, the battle situation was already very clear. This time, the avatars evolved by the outer god were too weak in combat power. They couldn't stop the tiger army at all and were quickly defeated. Meanwhile, Lin Moyu sensed a faint aura bypassing the formation, approaching his side in a stealthy manner. This aura ignored the layers of obstacles in the formation, rapidly approaching him. Lin Moyu knew the outer god had come. Lin Moyu said to himself inwardly, "Let's see what your main body looks like." On the surface, Lin Moyu seemed unaware, still commanding the battle for formation nodes in the distance. He felt the outer god getting closer and closer to him, now within reach. Suddenly, the space behind him underwent a slight distortion. A powerful force, turning into an arrow, shot towards him. The tiger transformed from the Beast Emperor let out an angry roar, its tiger paw striking out like lightning, colliding head-on with it. Boom! The tiger transformed from the Beast Emperor was blasted away, its body mostly shattered. In this first collision, the Beast Emperor was thoroughly defeated. However, the Beast Emperor still helped Lin Moyu block one strike. That arrow returned without success. Lin Moyu knew the Beast Emperor was billions of miles away, so the power he could exert was extremely limited. When the outer god launched its attack just now, Lin Moyu saw a transparent figure through the slightly distorted space. This figure was similar to ordinary outer gods, also with a pair of wings, but it had no physical body, like an illusory body formed of light and shadow. So that's what this fellow looks like. Indeed somewhat special. Quite cautious, but it will die sooner or later. The previous process was too fast. Lin Moyu only had time for a quick glance and couldn't complete the Dao lock. He could only wait for the next opportunity. Lin Moyu wasn't in a hurry. Now that it had appeared, it wasn't far from death. The Beast Emperor flew back with his shattered body, rapidly recovering in the process. The Beast Emperor said with some anger, "I didn't expect its power to be stronger than before." Lin Moyu smiled, "It should be because you're too far away, Senior Beast Emperor, unable to use your full power." His tone was relaxed, still not forgetting to flatter the Beast Emperor a bit, giving him a way out. The Beast Emperor was still quite pleased, feeling that this Lin Moyu was really sensible. The anger that had just arisen dissipated in an instant. "It's fine. Even if I'm temporarily not its match, blocking it temporarily isn't a problem. It can't use this ability continuously. At most it can launch a few attacks before retreating." Lin Moyu said, "Then I'll trouble Senior Beast Emperor." His will moved, continuing to issue orders to the Tiger Army. By now, the Tiger Army had finished the battle, successfully occupying the node. Lin Moyu's new orders arrived, continuing to launch an attack on the next node. Lin Moyu thought to himself, "Let's see how much strength you have left." The outer god had to attack him while also controlling the formation, unable to manage both ends. Watching the nodes being lost one by one, yet unable to kill him, the outer god would surely become anxious and angry. Once angry and losing rationality, it would be 100% certain to lose. Earlier when nodes were lost, the outer god's roars of anger had already shown its exasperation. Now unable to kill him, it might become desperate. Even with the Beast Emperor's protection, Lin Moyu remained vigilant, ready to act personally at any time. The space distorted again, and another attack burst out from the space, bombarding Lin Moyu. This strike was stronger than the previous one. The Beast Emperor acted simultaneously, blocking the attack for Lin Moyu. At the same time, an invisible force of the Fate Dao flew out from Lin Moyu's body, quickly falling on the outer god along the attack, completing the Dao lock. Simultaneously, a Fate Sword gathered power and slashed towards the outer god. Chapter 3042, 3042. Chapter 3042, The Soul Body Outer God. Once the Dao lock was completed, unless the opponent had the ability to break the Dao lock, there was no way to escape Lin Moyu's attack. The ability of Dao locking required enlightenment. Those with good enlightenment could master it before reaching the Dao Venerable realm. Those with poor enlightenment would need to reach the Great Dao realm to master it. As for breaking the Dao lock, many Great Dao realm powerhouses couldn't do it. The few outer gods Lin Moyu had encountered before also couldn't do it. Boom! The Beast Emperor was blasted away again, this time even more miserably. The tiger he had transformed into almost collapsed on the spot. However, he still managed to block this strike, living up to his word to protect Lin Moyu. As the Beast Emperor was blasted away, Lin Moyu heard a scream. The Fate Sword had slashed the outer god, cutting away part of its fate. Previously, the Fate Sword had only slashed avatars. Slashing the main body directly had a completely different effect. Lin Moyu could feel that this time, the outer god's fate loss was not small. Although fate could be recovered, Lin Moyu wouldn't give it the chance. "Now that I've caught you, don't think of escaping." One Fate Sword after another appeared in his hand, continuously slashing out. With the Dao lock, the outer god had nowhere to hide. What outer gods hated most was illusory power. Although the Fate Sword couldn't kill it, it could continuously weaken it, making it extremely uncomfortable. Exasperated screams resounded throughout the entire formation, attracting the attention of many lightning purple-striped tiger clan members. Lin Moyu's will moved, his voice like thunder, "Don't be distracted, follow orders." The lightning purple-striped tiger clan members shuddered, immediately continuing to follow Lin Moyu's orders, attacking the formation nodes. The outer god was continuously attacked, making it more difficult to multitask. The avatars evolved from formation nodes became even weaker. The tiger army held an absolute advantage, advancing unstoppably, continuously reclaiming formation nodes. The beast emperor flew back again, his shattered body rapidly recovering. He could feel Lin Moyu continuously condensing illusory type power to attack the outer god. As for what specific type of illusory power it was, he couldn't understand. But he could understand how Lin Moyu was attacking the outer god. The beast emperor sighed, I didn't expect fellow Taoist Lin to know Tao locking. Lin Moyu's hands didn't stop, while he replied, lucky, I accidentally comprehended it. The beast emperor shook his big tiger head, this isn't just about luck. Lin Moyu smiled, it's just a matter of sooner or later. Everyone will comprehend it when they reach the great Tao realm. The beast emperor said, still, sooner is better. Lin Moyu chatted with the beast emperor, but his hands never stopped. In the blink of an eye, over 1,000 fate swords had been condensed. 10 fate swords, this method of injuring the enemy by 1,000 while harming oneself by 200, Lin Moyu did without hesitation. He relied on possessing the fate Tao, not fearing fate consumption. If the consumption was small, it could be recovered in an instant. If the consumption was large, it wouldn't take too long to recover to peak. Under this continuous consumption, the outer god finally couldn't withstand it. The spatial distortion shattered. The outer god finally emerged from the shattered space. Finally willing to come out. This cautious outer god finally came out with its main body this time. Be careful, the beast emperor roared, again blocking in front of Lin Moyu. The outer god let out a scream, an attack violently striking out, landing on the beast emperor. The beast emperor was blasted away for the third time. This time, except for the tiger head, his entire body was completely shattered. The beast emperor, billions of miles away, was no match for the outer god when crossing such an ultra-long distance space. The small outer god, carrying killing intent, charged towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu wasn't panicked at all. His mouth slightly opened, casually uttering one word, explode. His fate soared to the sky, rising to the extreme. The outer god's body violently exploded. Fate explosion technique. Lin Moyu detonated the outer god's fate, causing damage with fate. Compared to the fate sword, the power of the fate explosion technique was much stronger. With just one strike, it severely injured the outer god. The outer god was blasted away in the explosion, then screamed as it tore through space and fled without a trace. Lin Moyu looked in the direction the outer god fled, not giving chase, but pondering some issues. He had many guesses about the outer god before. Until he truly saw its main body up close, Lin Moyu finally understood why it was so cautious. It had no physical body. Its illusory main body, woven of light and shadow, was actually a soul body. Lin Moyu had seen outer god souls before and wouldn't mistake it. But it was different from ordinary souls. It was special, able to survive on just a soul without needing a physical body. But without a physical body, it was very weak. Great Tao realm beings like the Beast Emperor had enough power to kill it. Even several 9th-level Tao Venerable powerhouses working together might be able to kill it. It was precisely this special form of existence that gave it many strange abilities. Its power needed to borrow external objects to truly manifest. Otherwise, it could only display its might in the soul world. So, it was so eager to occupy the Purple Tiger Pagoda. Only by borrowing the Purple Tiger Pagoda could it exert powerful combat strength. Lin Moyu even imagined that just the Purple Tiger Pagoda might not be enough. After occupying the Purple Tiger Pagoda, it might find ways to occupy the Purple Pattern Origin. If it really succeeded, even the Beast Emperor might not be its match then. Then the Origin continent would truly fall into disaster. No race would have much chance of survival. Outer gods were the mortal enemies of all living beings in the Origin continent. Between them, it was only a matter of life and death, regardless of right or wrong. But now, Lin Moyu knew that fellow had no chance. One fate explosion technique had blasted it into serious injury, fleeing in panic. The Beast Emperor flew over with his tiger head. This time the damage was heavier, and it would take some time for his body to recover. At this moment, although the Beast Emperor only had a head, he still couldn't hide his surprise. Fellow Taoist Lin, how did you do that? Lin Moyu said, it's a technique from the Fate Tao. Actually, it's nothing special. It can only severely injure him, not kill him. With the outer god's recovery ability, it won't take long to fully recover. Now that he's fled, he's returned to his own territory. Next, he should become desperate. The Beast Emperor frowned. Even if desperate, what can he do? Lin Moyu said, I guess he will detonate part of the formation nodes he controls. This way, even if he can't occupy the Purple Tiger Pagoda, he can greatly damage its power. Great damage to the Purple Tiger Pagoda's power would be an unimaginable disaster for the Lightning Purple Striped Tiger clan. Their fate would be greatly damaged, even affecting their foundation. The Beast Emperor nodded as he listened. Although he didn't understand the Fate Tao, with his realm, he had an extremely deep understanding of fate. What Lin Moyu said wasn't alarmist talk. It was all very likely to happen. Lin Moyu continued, this is just one possibility. I guess he might use the Purple Tiger Pagoda as a springboard to enter the Lightning Purple Striped Tiger clan's ancestral grounds. The Beast Emperor was suddenly alarmed. Fellow Taoist Lin means his target is the Purple Pattern Origin. Lin Moyu said, this is just a guess. Normally, he couldn't enter the ancestral grounds, but the Purple Tiger Pagoda has some connection with the ancestral grounds. He might have the ability to enter the ancestral grounds through this connection. But I think it won't be that easy. Certain conditions must be met, such as Chapter 3043, 3043. Chapter 3043. Don't worry, he can't detonate it. The Beast Emperor asked, for example. Lin Moyu said, the ancestral grounds of the Lightning Purple Striped Tiger clan can't be opened casually. It's not the ancestral grounds opening day now. To enter, certain conditions must be met. For example, activating the power of the Purple Tiger Pagoda, letting it connect to the power of the Purple Pattern Origin. Then he could follow the channel to enter the ancestral grounds. The Beast Emperor exclaimed, if that's really the case, it would be troublesome. Once he enters the ancestral grounds and we can't get in, what do we do? Who would have thought that the mighty Beast Emperor, a great Tao realm figure, would have such an anxious moment? Lin Moyu still calmly said, this is just my guess. He may not be able to enter the ancestral grounds. If he could, with so many ancestral grounds openings, he would have gone long ago. I think there must be some other reasons he doesn't enter the ancestral grounds. For example, the Purple Pattern Origin might not be easily eroded, difficult to occupy. He probably wants to occupy the Purple Tiger Pagoda first, using it to obtain the Purple Pattern Origin. But now we've cut off his first step, so he can only become desperate and try to find a way to the ancestral grounds. The Beast Emperor said, although it's just a guess, it's possible. As long as there's this possibility, we can't be careless. Lin Moyu said, Senior Beast Emperor is right. As long as there's this possibility, we can't be careless. Why don't you move your true body, Senior Beast Emperor, to come guard Purple Tiger City? I'll find a way to stop him from entering the ancestral grounds. If successful, he'll surely flee. Then Senior Beast Emperor can strike and kill him, how about that? Hearing this method, the Beast Emperor's eyes immediately lit up. If he delivered the final blow, he would surely get a big share of the Tao rewards. He agreed without hesitation, good, I'm coming right away. Fellow Taoist Lin, try to stall him. I'll be there in 30 minutes at most. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, good, I'll stall him. The Beast Emperor's aura dissipated. Lin Moyu knew the Beast Emperor had set out. Once he suggested this method, the Beast Emperor definitely wouldn't refuse. Think about it, who could refuse Tao rewards? What Lin Moyu said wasn't false, because he was truly worried. He was indeed afraid the outer god would become desperate. If it was in the Purple Tiger Pagoda, he still had ways to deal with it. If it escaped, with the Lightning Purple Striped Tiger clan's combat power, it would be very difficult to stop it. If it escaped, that would be a huge hidden danger. Having the Beast Emperor come over was to ensure success. Moreover, there was another possibility Lin Moyu didn't mention. This outer god composed entirely of a soul body surely possessed the ability to possess bodies. It might even be able to enter his soul world and attempt possession. Lin Moyu knew he was the best candidate for possession. His strength was low enough, his potential great enough, far surpassing those Lightning Purple Striped Tiger fellows. Most importantly, he was human. Apart from wings, his form was somewhat similar to outer gods, fitting their aesthetics. Don't underestimate this point. When making choices, every tiny factor influences the final decision. Through the Tao lock, Lin Moyu sensed that the outer god had fled back to its occupied formation area. The injuries it had just received were rapidly recovering. With the outer god's recovery speed, it would recover in 10 minutes at most. Then it might become desperate. While the Beast Emperor would take 30 minutes to arrive. Lin Moyu's will moved, and an order was transmitted, withdraw troops immediately. Everyone was stunned upon receiving the order, but the previous habit had been formed. Although puzzled, everyone immediately stopped and quickly retreated. Then another order was issued, everyone, show exhausted expressions. This order was even more confusing. These tigers were killing excitedly, how could they be exhausted? They could fight for another 3 days and nights. But Lin Moyu's orders had to be followed. Many people showed exhausted expressions, then retreated with the main force. At this time, the outer god only occupied 900 formation nodes. The lightning purple striped tiger clan's formation nodes exceeded 3,000. The Great Elder flew to Lin Moyu's side. Mr. Lin, why suddenly retreat? Lin Moyu said, to prevent him from becoming desperate. The Great Elder was slightly stunned, not quite understanding. Lin Moyu didn't explain further, just do as I say. It's just letting you rest for a moment. The Great Elder had no objections, showing a hint of respect, we'll follow Mr. Lin's instructions. He knew clearly that being able to fight to this extent was all thanks to Lin Moyu. Otherwise, with their abilities, they couldn't have dealt with the outer god. Now whatever Lin Moyu said, they could only obey. Lin Moyu's sudden troop withdrawal puzzled the outer god. Until it saw many people showing exhausted expressions, it suddenly seemed to understand. Looking at Lin Moyu far in the rear of the formation, it found Lin Moyu's face pale, as if he could hardly continue. Only then did it realize that although Lin Moyu had injured it earlier, he had also paid a considerable price. Come to think of it, Lin Moyu was only at second level Dao Venerable. Being able to injure it was already a miracle. How could he not pay a price? If it went to sneak attack him again, it might succeed. As long as Lin Moyu died, the Purple Tiger Pagoda would belong to it again. With this thought, the outer god suddenly calmed down, no longer thinking about desperate measures. Lin Moyu's delaying tactic was completely effective. Through the changes in the outer god's aura, Lin Moyu sensed some of its thoughts. 30 minutes. The final battle would be in 30 minutes. Lin Moyu's gaze swept across the entire formation, studying this formation. The formation inside the Purple Tiger Pagoda was very high level, at least 9th grade. Overall, it was a kind of instrument formation. Each formation I used the pagoda itself as a base, a special formation based on a magical treasure. Lin Moyu continuously studied this formation as time rapidly passed. 25 minutes later, Lin Moyu received a message from the Beast Emperor. I have arrived at Purple Tiger City. Lin Moyu nodded, his will moving to issue orders again, rest over. All troops attack, target formation nodes in order, full force, don't stop fighting. As soon as the order was given, tiger roars shook the heavens. All the tigers surged forward like a tide again. The outer god immediately sensed this and evolved avatars. Over 900 avatars facing an army of over 3,000 tigers, without Lin Moyu, they might have been able to fight. But with Lin Moyu directing behind the scenes, there was no chance. 100 fate poison swords flashed by. The outer god still chose to actively collapse its avatars, further widening the power gap. In the blink of an eye, another node was about to fall. At this moment, where was there any trace of exhaustion in the tiger army? Where was there any trace of exhaustion on Lin Moyu's face? The outer god knew it had been tricked. It howled incessantly, roaring repeatedly. The remaining formation nodes began to glow. The formation began to destabilize, shaking violently. The entire Purple Tiger Pagoda was rumbling. The Purple Tiger Pagoda's rumbling affected Purple Tiger City. The origin spirit vein under the city erupted with endless origin power, enveloping the Purple Tiger Pagoda. The Great Elder's anxious voice rang out, it's going to detonate the formation. Lin Moyu sneered, don't worry, it can't detonate it anymore. Chapter 3044, 3044. Chapter 3044. The one he hated most was naturally Lin Moyu. Symbols flew out one by one, fusing into the formation. The violently shaking formation suddenly quieted down. Lin Moyu used symbols to stabilize the formation inside the Purple Tiger Pagoda. These symbols were distributed throughout the formation, even flying into areas controlled by the outer god. After fusing into the formation, the symbols disappeared, impossible to remove. The outer god was stunned. The clan elders were also stunned. Then the clan elders excitedly exclaimed, strange. After pausing for a few seconds, the great battle erupted again. The only function of Lin Moyu's symbols was to stabilize the formation. They couldn't enhance the formation's power or help the lightning purple striped tiger clan reclaim formation nodes. They only made the entire formation very stable. With the symbols, unless the outer god could control the entire formation and become its true master, it couldn't detonate the formation. As more and more symbols appeared, the formation became increasingly stable. The outer god couldn't even detonate a single node. By preventing the outer god from detonating the formation, Lin Moyu also meant it couldn't use this to activate the purple pattern origin's power, let alone enter the ancestral grounds. The formation nodes were being rapidly reclaimed. As it controlled fewer and fewer nodes, the outer god's resistance would quickly decrease, and the reclaiming speed would only get faster. Previously, reclaiming one formation node took several minutes. Now 1 minute was enough. Everything Lin Moyu did completely prevented the possibility of the outer god becoming desperate. Now the outer god only had two paths, possession or escape. If it possessed someone from the lightning purple striped tiger clan, even possessing the Great Elder, it would struggle to exert full power and couldn't escape the Beast Emperor's pursuit. If it fled alone, it would still face the Beast Emperor's pursuit, but at least there was a glimmer of hope. Lin Moyu had considered this early on. He also thought that if the Beast Emperor couldn't kill it, he would have to use his last 9th level Dao Venerable corpse, ending this battle with corpse explosion. Trading a 9th level Dao Venerable corpse for an incomplete Dao reward didn't seem very worthwhile to Lin Moyu. There was another possibility, coming to possess him. But now he was in the formation. To possess him, it would have to cross the formation's barriers, which was very difficult. What will you choose? Lin Moyu's eyes held mockery as he looked at the area occupied by the outer god. Formation nodes were being reclaimed one by one. The silver area belonging to the outer god was shrinking. Now unless it personally entered the battle, it couldn't stop the offensive. But even if it did, although the Great Elder's combat power wasn't as strong, he could still resist for a while. There wasn't just one clan elder. 8 clan elders working together, borrowing the formation's power, could fully contend with the outer god's main body. In the Purple Tiger Pagoda, what both sides were competing in was more about control over the formation rather than main body strength. The speed of reclaiming formation nodes was getting faster and faster. 800, 600, 400, ... Watching the formation nodes decrease, the Tiger Army seemed to have taken stimulants, roaring as they reclaimed territory that originally belonged to them. When only 200 formation nodes remained, the area occupied by the outer god was just a small piece, less than 1/20th of the entire formation. Lin Moyu murmured to himself, about time, it should make a move. Suddenly, the last 200 formation nodes simultaneously dimmed. The Dao Lock sensed that the outer god had left the Purple Tiger Pagoda. It ultimately chose to flee with its main body, not attempting possession. As an outer god, a mighty great Dao realm powerhouse, it looked down on the physical bodies of the clan elders. Lin Moyu simultaneously sent a message to the Beast Emperor, "It's come out." The Beast Emperor said, "Don't worry, it won't escape." Lin Moyu's will moved, saying to the Great Elder, "The outer god has left. The Beast Emperor is fighting it outside. I hand this back to you all. I'll leave first." After saying this, Lin Moyu returned control of the formation to the Great Elder and left the formation. His consciousness returned, and Lin Moyu immediately said to Lei Tian, "Let's go out." Lei Tian waved his hand, opening a passage to the outside world, while saying, "I just felt the outer god seem to come out of the Purple Tiger Pagoda." Lin Moyu said, "Yes, it left the Purple Tiger Pagoda." Lei Tian was first delighted then alarmed, "Where did it go?" Lin Moyu said, "It should still be above Purple Tiger City. The Beast Emperor has arrived and should be able to stop it. Let's go over too, see if we can help somehow. Don't let it escape." Lei Tian realized the seriousness of the situation and immediately transformed into a bolt of lightning, shooting out. Lin Moyu spread his Wings of Time curse. The Wings of Time disturbed time, allowing Lin Moyu to barely keep up with Lei Tian. Lei Tian burst out of the Purple Tiger Pagoda in the blink of an eye. Only then did he notice he seemed to have forgotten about Lin Moyu. Looking back, he saw Lin Moyu had also rushed out with him, and couldn't help but be shocked by Lin Moyu's speed. A 2nd level Dao Venerable actually being able to keep up with him in speed, no one would believe it if told. But now wasn't the time to dwell on this issue. Powerful energy fluctuations came from high in the sky. Lin Moyu said softly, the battlefield is above. Let's go. They were now 12,000 meters in the sky, but the real battlefield was still above. The two rushed upwards again. When they reached 20,000 meters high, they finally saw the battlefield. High in the sky, mist shrouded everything, fierce winds howling. No matter how fierce the wind, it couldn't disperse the thin mist. The mist enveloped a large area. The Beast Emperor was in the mist, wrapped in dense fog like wearing armor made of mist, attacking furiously. The outer god revealed its main body, not large in size, its body transparent like a soul. It was already completely suppressed by the Beast Emperor, with no power to resist. The difference in their strength was not small. Although this outer god was also at the Great Tao realm, without external objects to rely on, its combat power was only equivalent to a 9th level Tao Venerable. This special type of outer god's strength lay in its special abilities, not its inherent combat power. Fighting like this, it was only a matter of time before the Beast Emperor won. This outer god was bound to die. Seeing this, Lin Moyu and Lei Tian didn't rush into the mist to interfere with the Beast Emperor. The two stood on either side of the mist to prevent the outer god from escaping. Lin Moyu already had the Tao Immortality pill in hand. Compared to using Corpse Explosion, he preferred to use the Tao Immortality pill. Rarity increases value, and he only had one 9th level Tao Venerable corpse left. Although he hadn't entered the mist, it didn't mean Lin Moyu had no way to help the Beast Emperor. The simplest method was the Fate Tao. The Fate Tao True Body appeared, condensing a Fate Sword. With the Fate Tao True Body empowering it, the condensed Fate Sword was stronger than in the formation. The Fate Sword stabbed into the outer god's body, 3 strikes in succession. The outer god's aura immediately weakened considerably. Its fate was cut, affecting its combat power. Seeing this, the Beast Emperor exerted even stronger power, roaring repeatedly. Streaks of golden light descended from the sky, bombarding the outer god like meteors. The outer god was beaten with no power to fight back. It turned its head, looking at Lin Moyu. Its eyes were full of killing intent. The one it hated most at this moment was naturally Lin Moyu. If not for Lin Moyu, it wouldn't have ended up like this. Suddenly, the outer god fell silent, changing from roaring to quiet. Its form became illusory and transparent. Space distorted, and it instantly disappeared from the mist. Chapter 3045, 3045. Chapter 3045. Everything is the best arrangement. The mist enveloping heaven and earth suddenly became dense. The originally thin mist now turned into solid high walls, turning heaven and earth into a prison. The mist in front of Lin Moyu violently bulged, as if something was trying to burst out. Space continuously distorted and deformed. The outer god used a secret technique, twisting space with its own power, erupting with shocking force. Powerful energy transmitted through the mist, affecting the space outside. Space folded onto itself, forming a long narrow crack. The outer god was trying to escape through this crack. And the direction it chose was right where Lin Moyu was. Unfortunately, the Beast Emperor reacted too quickly. Its breakout attempt didn't seem to succeed. The Beast Emperor snorted coldly, "Don't think of escaping." He instantly struck, giving the outer god no chance to flee. 10,000 streaks of golden light bombarded the outer god. Lin Moyu felt a sense of unease in his heart. The wings of time vibrated, quickly retreating. The golden light struck down. The space that had been forcibly folded, hit by the Beast Emperor's attack, violently exploded. The outer god plunged headfirst into the shattered space, disappearing without a trace. The shattered space connected the inside and outside of the mist, breaking through the heaven and earth prison set up by the Beast Emperor. Lin Moyu inwardly thought this was bad. He knew the outer god had the ability to travel through space. In the Purple Tiger Pagoda, the outer god had displayed this ability. Relying on the Tao lock on the outer god, Lin Moyu sensed its location. He stopped retreating. Now that the outer god had broken through the Beast Emperor's blockade, he had to act to stop it. The Space Tao True Body evolved, Space Tao surrounding his body, immediately affecting the surrounding space. Using space to counter space was the best method. Lin Moyu used his Space Tao to affect the outer god's space traversing ability. But Lin Moyu's realm was too low, far inferior to the outer god's. The effect was minimal. The wings of time curse violently vibrated, the power of the time Tao pouring out, mixing with the Space Tao to form space-time power. The wings of curse simultaneously spread curses, affecting the outer god's judgment of space. Time, space, and curses, three-pronged approach, causing the outer god to fall into a state of space-time confusion. Although this state couldn't last, as long as it could hold for a while, it would be enough for the Beast Emperor to come and re-establish the heaven and earth prison. The outer god's ability, once used, required a long interval before it could be used again. This time was enough for the Beast Emperor to kill it. Lin Moyu did his utmost to prevent the outer god from escaping, buying time for the Beast Emperor. The Beast Emperor had rushed over by now, the mist dispersing again. In the next instant, the outer god suddenly emerged from the shattered space, letting out a shrill scream. The scream, like huge waves turning into a terrifying soul shock, swept out in all directions. Lin Moyu's soul buzzed, instantly falling into a dazed state. Not just Lin Moyu, but even the Beast Emperor and Lei Tian were the same, instantly losing the ability to react. The soul shock launched by the outer god was an indiscriminate attack method. Regardless of the target's soul strength, realm level, or whether they had treasures, all would be affected. However, the instant daze could only last for an instant, maybe not even 1/100th of a second. But for a powerhouse at the outer god's level, 1/100th of a second was enough to do many things. Just as Lin Moyu came to his senses, he saw a shadowy figure flash before his eyes. It's going to possess. As soon as the thought arose, the outer god's shadowy figure turned into a stream of light, plunging into his body. Lin Moyu's body stiffened, his consciousness automatically entering his soul world. His soul body slowly opened its eyes, looking towards a corner of the soul world. In that corner, a disgusting aura was gathering, instantly condensing into the outer god. The outer god entered Lin Moyu's soul world, staring at Lin Moyu's soul body. In its eyes, besides killing intent, there was also intense hatred. Although they couldn't communicate verbally, Lin Moyu could feel that the outer god hated him to the core. Lin Moyu's soul was not afraid at all. In his own territory, even if you were a divine dragon, you'd turn into an earthworm. Killing it here didn't require corpse explosion. Even the Tao immortality pill could be saved. This was also the best outcome Lin Moyu had envisioned. The lion's share of the Tao rewards would belong to him, while also not making the Beast Emperor feel he was deliberately snatching food. Lin Moyu indeed had some deliberate intention. He actually hoped from the bottom of his heart that things would turn out this way. The human race and outer gods had somewhat similar forms. With the wings of time curse spread, the similarity further increased. So he guessed that if the outer god wanted to possess someone, the best choice would naturally be himself. However, he wouldn't actively lure the outer god. That would be like snatching Tao rewards from the Beast Emperor's hands, surely making the Beast Emperor unhappy. The current situation was naturally the best case. He could obtain the majority of the Tao rewards without offending the Beast Emperor. After all, it was the Beast Emperor who failed to contain the outer god. The outer god actively came to possess him. The Beast Emperor naturally would have nothing to say. His heart moved, and the purple thunder cloud instantly flew under his feet. Purple lightning spread, enveloping his entire body. Holding the calamity scepter, wearing lightning armor, Lin Moyu had armed his soul body to the teeth. The outer god stared at Lin Moyu, killing intent boiling. What it wanted to do most now was kill this hateful human soul before it, making his soul scatter, turning him into a thoroughly dead person, then possessing him. Its method of possession was different from others. It only needed to fuse with everything except living beings. Normal possession was possessing living beings, but it wasn't. It wanted to truly kill Lin Moyu, making his soul scatter, changing from a living being to a dead object. Then it would occupy the corpse, controlling the body. Although this method was different from ordinary possession, the final effect was almost the same. As long as it had a host, it could exert more abilities. Even if Lin Moyu's realm was low, it could still allow it to escape. Most importantly, it could kill Lin Moyu. It already hated Lin Moyu to death. If not for Lin Moyu, it could have occupied the Purple Tiger Pagoda, and then used the Purple Tiger Pagoda to occupy the Purple Pattern Origin. At that time, no one on the Origin continent could restrain it. It was Lin Moyu who ruined its plan, forcing it into a desperate situation. Now even if it couldn't escape, it had to kill Lin Moyu as revenge. No one knew the outer god's thoughts, but Lin Moyu could guess some of it. Silver light flickered on the outer god's body, turning into armor enveloping its entire body. At the same time, a gleaming silver long sword appeared in the outer god's hand, looking incredibly sharp. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned, not expecting the outer god to have this trick. But this wasn't important. Whether it had a sword and armor or not didn't make much difference. Lin Moyu chuckled lightly. Several fate swords appeared in response, slashing at the outer god along the Dao lock. The outer god's aura plummeted. It roared angrily, charging at Lin Moyu. The silver long sword in its hand erupted with silver light. In Lin Moyu's soul world, a huge sharp sword suddenly appeared, as if about to cleave the entire soul world. Thunder roared. The purple pattern thunder cloud shot out boundless divine thunder, falling on the silver sharp sword. Chapter 3046. 3046. Chapter 3046. My territory, my rules. Divine thunder roared, colliding with the silver treasure sword, erupting in dazzling light. Most of the soul world was illuminated by silver and purple light. Powerful energy surged within the soul world. If Lin Moyu's soul hadn't reached the 5th level of Dao Venerable, affected by divine thunder and undergone qualitative changes, greatly increasing the strength of his soul world, this collision alone would have been enough to tear his soul world apart. But now, many cracks still appeared in the soul world. Brilliant light illuminated the soul world, even spilling out from the cracks torn in the soul, lighting up the void outside the soul world considerably. Lin Moyu, like a thunder general, stepped on the thunder cloud, charging into the lightning. The outer god had also reached Lin Moyu by now, the two truly engaging in combat. A great Dao realm outer god versus a second-level Dao Venerable Lin Moyu, the two were not opponents of the same level at all. This was Lin Moyu's world. His power was greatly amplified here, while the outer god's power was affected. With this change, the gap in their strength narrowed considerably. Even so, the outer god was still far superior to Lin Moyu. The huge gap between them couldn't be overcome even on Lin Moyu's home turf. Lin Moyu's aura suddenly rose sharply, instantly breaking through realm restrictions. Origin technique. Power gathering. Lin Moyu used an origin technique in his soul world. Several technique stars of the undead army glowed brightly, and incredibly powerful energy was quickly controlled by Lin Moyu. 3rd level Dao Venerable, 4th level, 5th level. Lin Moyu advanced unstoppably, directly rising to the peak of 6th level Dao Venerable. His soul was already at the 5th level of Dao Venerable. With his physical body unchanged, his soul breaking through to the peak of 6th level Dao Venerable was no problem at all. The next second, the bottleneck of 6th level Dao Venerable was also crossed. Lin Moyu officially stepped into 7th level Dao Venerable. It was purely on the soul level entering 7th level Dao Venerable. His physical body remained unchanged. Moreover, it was purely on the power level entering 7th level Dao Venerable. His speed also increased accordingly, but his comprehension of the Dao remained unchanged. For a soul body, the power gathering technique only raised 2 realm levels, which it could fully withstand. The gap between the two further narrowed. At this moment, they finally clashed. The outer god swung its treasure sword, slashing down like lightning. Silver light danced, slashing cracks throughout the soul world. Lin Moyu also raised the calamity scepter, neither dodging nor evading, meeting the outer god's sword head-on. No matter how sharp the outer god's sword was, even if it was a great Dao realm treasure, Lin Moyu wasn't afraid. He had confidence in his calamity scepter. Since he started cultivating, he had never seen anything more solid than the calamity scepter. Bang! With a crisp sound, the outer god's silver sword shattered. Lin Moyu felt as if his calamity scepter had smashed into a block of tofu. With almost no resistance, it shattered the outer god's silver sword to pieces. The outer god clearly hadn't expected its sword to be so fragile. Lin Moyu smashed the sword and continued swinging towards the outer god. At the same time, the wings of curse spread behind his soul body, waves of curses washing over. Curse speed, curse power, curse reaction, curse everything. Lin Moyu instantly maximized the power of curses. Whether they worked or not, he cursed first and foremost. Under various curses, red curse light continuously appeared on the outer god's body. Although not strong, it really took effect. Affected by the curses, the outer god was momentarily confused. Lin Moyu's calamity scepter struck it at this moment. At the instant of impact, the outer god finally had a bit of reaction, dodging slightly. The silver armor shattered like tofu under the calamity scepter, having no effect at all. As the silver armor shattered, Lin Moyu saw disbelief in the outer god's eyes. Presumably, this silver armor should have been an extremely powerful treasure, but against the calamity scepter, it was nothing. The calamity scepter shattered the silver armor, then struck the outer god's body. The outer god's body was no different from tofu, just like the silver armor. A shrill scream rang out. Half of the outer god's body shattered on the spot. With just one hit, it was already severely injured, its aura plummeting. The soul gem on the calamity scepter glowed faintly. As it shattered the outer god, the soul gem instantly absorbed a large amount of soul power. The outer god was originally a soul body, a very appetizing food for the soul gem. The outer god retreated quickly in fear. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and the space Tao and time Tao simultaneously appeared, fusing into space-time power. In the soul world, Lin Moyu could exert the power of the space Tao and time Tao to the extreme. Even if the outer god's realm was high enough, it would still be affected. For a moment, the outer god fell into a state of space-time confusion. Lin Moyu appeared before the outer god again as if teleporting, swinging the calamity scepter once more. Here, Lin Moyu was the master. He could do as he pleased. The calamity scepter struck the outer god's body for the second time. Like before, it only reacted at the last moment, dodging in panic. The calamity scepter brushed past the outer god's remnant body. The soul gem flashed again, absorbing more soul power from the outer god. The outer god's aura plummeted, its power greatly diminished. Lin Moyu's heart moved. The soul gem is not only the ultimate defense treasure for souls, but also the nemesis of this kind of soul being. He discovered another function of the soul gem: it could restrain soul-based life forms. Of course, these soul-based life forms had to be strong enough. The soul gem wouldn't bother with ones that were too weak. Lin Moyu, with cruelty, used the space Tao to continuously teleport, beginning to frantically hunt down the outer god. The outer god momentarily became a fleeing dog, rapidly escaping through the soul world. But no matter how fast it fled, it would still be struck sometimes. In no time, it was hit 2 more times. Its body completely shattered, leaving only a big head. But even like this, the outer god still didn't die. Its power had just decreased by more than half, unable to maintain even the heavenly Tao realm. The outer god's aura had dropped to the 9th level of Tao Venerable. In the soul world, the outer god's big head flew around chaotically, extremely panicked. Now just one light tap from the calamity scepter would completely annihilate it. The outer god's big head suddenly erupted with silver light, followed by an extremely shrill scream. Lin Moyu's soul instantly fell into a dazed state. Like before, against this kind of scream, any defense was useless. Fortunately, the dazed state only lasted for an instant. With the soul gem and purple thunder cloud, the outer god couldn't do anything to Lin Moyu in that instant. However, this instant gave the outer god a chance to catch its breath. Silver light shone brilliantly. The outer god's body recovered at an astonishing speed, instantly restoring 7 or 8 tenths. This was also one of its abilities. However, rapidly recovering its body clearly consumed much of its power. Its aura dropped again. The space around it quickly began to distort. By the time Lin Moyu came to his senses, the outer god had already torn through space and disappeared. Chapter 3047, 3047. Chapter 3047, Lie down for this emperor. The outer god escaped again. Escaping from the soul world, there were only 2 possible directions. One was to return the way it came, but after returning, it would face the Beast Emperor. Severely injured, its chances of survival were low. The second was to escape into the soul void. Lin Moyu didn't know what was in the soul void. As far as he knew, the soul void was very dangerous. Where will you escape to? Lin Moyu kept locking onto the outer god through the Tao lock. The next second, he knew the outer god's true destination. The outer god chose to return the way it came. It would rather face the Beast Emperor than enter the soul void. Lin Moyu immediately had a thought: the dangers of the soul void were beyond imagination. His consciousness returned, and Lin Moyu also returned to the real world. The Beast Emperor's laughter sounded in his ears. Let's see where you escaped this time. The first time the outer god escaped, it ran into Lin Moyu's soul world, wanting to kill Lin Moyu and possess him. At that time, the Beast Emperor had no way to intervene, unless he also entered Lin Moyu's soul world. But he wasn't a soul body. Wanting to enter Lin Moyu's soul world wasn't impossible. If he forced his way in, that would be equivalent to declaring war on Lin Moyu. The Beast Emperor didn't want to be enemies with Lin Moyu at the moment. So he could only wait. He knew Lin Moyu was special and wasn't afraid of the outer god. So he waited patiently, and re-established the mist, forming a new heaven and earth prison. He thought that even if Lin Moyu wasn't afraid of the outer god, he probably couldn't kill it. After all, it was a great Dao realm being. No matter how weak its combat power, it wasn't below 9th level Dao Venerable. No matter how strong Lin Moyu was, he was still only 2nd level Dao Venerable. Sure enough, he waited and the outer god escaped again. The escaped outer god's aura was much weaker than before. It wasn't a match for the Beast Emperor before, and now even less so. In an instant, it was firmly suppressed, about to be killed at any moment. After Lin Moyu's consciousness returned, he didn't act again. Since the Beast Emperor had already taken action, he wouldn't interfere. Otherwise, the Beast Emperor might think Lin Moyu was trying to snatch the Dao rewards. However, Lin Moyu remained on guard. He guessed the outer god still had tricks up its sleeve. Sure enough, under the Beast Emperor's suppression, the outer god suddenly exploded, as if self-detonating. Vast energy swept through heaven and earth. The heaven and earth prison set up by the Beast Emperor was forcibly blasted open. Even the Beast Emperor was forced back by this sudden self-detonation. In the explosion, a faint, almost imperceptible aura flew out of the gap with extreme stealth. Lin Moyu's brow twitched. The Dao lock was actually severed at this moment. But with his extremely keen spiritual perception, he still sensed this aura. This aura had completely virtualized. To sense it required keen spiritual perception and mastery of an illusory type Dao. Like the Beast Emperor, whose spiritual perception was equally keen, he didn't sense it. After the explosion, the Beast Emperor frowned, not very certain, is it dead? In the self-detonation, even the Dao's sense of disgust disappeared. The Beast Emperor found it hard to judge. Lin Moyu shook his head, not dead. Follow me. Vibrating the wings of time, Lin Moyu quickly flew in the direction the outer god had escaped. Although the Beast Emperor had no sense of it, he chose to believe Lin Moyu, closely following behind him. The wings of time vibrated faster and faster, allowing Lin Moyu to continuously accelerate. Time began to become disordered. Lin Moyu's time was fast, while the outside world's time was normal. This created an effect similar to teleportation. The Beast Emperor followed behind, his tone surprised. I didn't expect fellow Taoist Lin to understand the time Dao. Lin Moyu smiled, I've only scratched the surface. It's good for traveling quickly. The Beast Emperor said, fellow Taoist Lin is being modest. Even the surface of the time Dao isn't something one can understand just by wanting to. When fellow Taoist Lin reaches 9th level Dao Venerable, I'm afraid no one will be able to match this speed. Even I might not be able to keep up. Lin Moyu smiled, 9th level Dao Venerable is still far off. The Beast Emperor said, you'll get there sooner or later. With fellow Taoist Lin's talent, it's just a matter of time. Lin Moyu said, thank you for your kind words, Beast Emperor. The Beast Emperor said, for fellow Taoist Lin, 9th level Dao Venerable is nothing. The Great Dao Realm is also no problem. And I believe fellow Taoist Lin can go very far in the Great Dao Realm. Even becoming a Dao Lord isn't impossible. A Dao Lord of illusory type Daos, just thinking about it makes me envious. The Beast Emperor spoke very sincerely and seriously. He was truly envious. Lin Moyu said, Beast Emperor, you're praising me to death. I haven't even dared to think about the Great Dao Realm, how could I dare think about becoming a Dao Lord? The Beast Emperor laughed heartily, sometimes, it's okay to think about it. Behind them, Lei Tian followed, not daring to speak. He hadn't expected Lin Moyu and the Beast Emperor to be so familiar. Previously, he had carried Lin Moyu on his back to meet the Beast Emperor. At that time, he thought it was a great honor for Lin Moyu to be summoned by the Beast Emperor. Now it seemed that wasn't the case at all. The Beast Emperor and Lin Moyu were treating each other as equals. Lei Tian felt he should adjust his attitude towards Lin Moyu again, be more respectful. After all, this was someone who could be on equal footing with the Beast Emperor. After flying tens of thousands of miles, Lin Moyu suddenly stopped. They were now in an ancient dense forest. Lin Moyu searched with his gaze, then pointed at a mountain below. It entered this mountain. This mountain seems a bit strange. It's hiding inside the mountain. The Beast Emperor waved his hand, no matter. I'll get it out. A beam of golden light shot down in response, striking the mountain. The mountain instantly collapsed and shattered. Wherever the golden light passed, everything turned to dust. Lin Moyu didn't know what Dao the Beast Emperor cultivated. The Beast Emperor's attacks manifested as beams of golden light. The golden light was heavy, sharp, powerful, having everything. Although the form was monotonous, it was very practical, a case of mastering one skill to perfection. This ancient mountain that had existed for who knows how many years collapsed. The ancient forests and old grass on the mountain were also completely pulverized in the golden light. Some creatures that couldn't escape in time also died in the golden light. The Beast Emperor wasn't a kind person. He wouldn't care about these details. Suddenly, a light like gold jumped out from inside the mountain. The Beast Emperor sneered, "No wonder it hid here. So there's a 10,000-year-old Ying stone inside this mountain." Ying stone was a common material for forging. It wasn't rare in itself. If it was old enough and large enough, its value would become very high. Ying stone over 10,000 years old was already Tao Venerable level material. If it was even older, 100,000-year-old Ying stone could reach 6th level Tao Venerable quality or even higher. This Ying stone was at least 50,000 years old, and so huge. Its level was certainly above 5th level Tao Venerable, very valuable. This was why the Outer God chose it as a host. Unfortunately, it was still found by Lin Moyu. Under the golden light, the Ying stone quickly shattered. Suddenly, the mountain-sized Ying stone began to move. The Beast Emperor snorted coldly, "Lie down for this Emperor." The golden light suddenly grew larger and stronger, brilliant golden light filling 10,000 miles of heaven and earth. Chapter 3048. 3048. Chapter 3048. Only heard of, never experienced. The Ying stone that had just shown some movement crashed down again with a boom. The Beast Emperor's power was too strong. He could suppress the Outer God before, let alone now. In Lin Moyu's perception, the Outer God's current realm was only around 7th level Tao Venerable. Moreover, it had no physical body. Even Lei Tian had the ability to kill it now. But Lin Moyu was very curious about what form the Outer God existed in now. It had no physical body, and what exploded earlier was its soul. If even its soul had self-detonated, what had escaped? As far as Lin Moyu knew, beyond the soul, only the true spirit remained. The true spirit was the foundation of all living beings in the origin continent, the true core. But what he sensed earlier didn't seem to be the true spirit. Lin Moyu wasn't ashamed to ask, "Senior Beast Emperor, what exactly was it that escaped?" The Beast Emperor said, "It was the God Spirit." Lin Moyu had never heard of the God Spirit and continued, "Please explain in detail." The Beast Emperor patiently explained, "The God Spirit is actually exactly the same as our true spirit. You also know that after cultivating to the other shore realm, the soul can survive independently from the physical body. It doesn't matter if the physical body is destroyed. With some time, it can be recovered. The higher the realm, the less important the physical body becomes. As long as the soul remains, the physical body doesn't matter. After the soul becomes stronger, cultivators can sense the true core of the soul, which is the true spirit. Once the true spirit is grasped by someone, it's more terrifying than having one's soul grasped. So every cultivator will hide their true spirit. After reaching the great Tao realm, as long as the true spirit isn't destroyed, even if one falls, there's hope of returning to the peak. Outer gods also have true spirits. Their true spirits are called God spirits, but they're actually the same thing. The difference is that outer gods have some ability to manipulate their true spirits. Even if they fall, as long as their true spirit isn't destroyed, their chance of recovery far exceeds ours. Especially this special type of outer god, which originally has no physical body. Its soul body can be seen as its physical body, and its true spirit as its soul. It's fortunate that fellow Taoist Lin sensed the direction of the true spirit's escape. Otherwise, it would have been another big trouble after thousands of years. After the Beast Emperor's explanation, Lin Moyu finally understood the differences. Cultivators of the origin continent can't control their true spirits as freely as their souls and physical bodies. They can only make some crude changes. After death, the true spirit will be taken away by the Tao. Where it goes, whether it will reincarnate, is unknown. However, the higher the realm, the stronger the true spirit. With the true spirit, there's a certain chance of returning to the peak. But outer gods can truly manipulate their true spirits. As long as their true spirit isn't destroyed, they have a chance to truly revive. Especially for special types of outer gods without physical bodies, their control over the true spirit can be even stronger. Lin Moyu thought to himself, the physical body is solid, the soul is half virtual and half real, and the true spirit is virtual. It seems that no matter what kind of living being, they can't escape the virtual and real, yin and yang. Thinking back to the few outer gods he had killed before, their true spirits seemed to have been swallowed by the soul gem along with their souls. If the outer gods hadn't died, he wouldn't have received Tao rewards. People can make mistakes, but the Tao doesn't. However, the Tao doesn't feel disgust towards God spirits, which increases the difficulty of finding them. The Beast Emperor continued, killing the true spirit isn't actually difficult. The difficulty is in how to discover them, how to catch them. I have a feeling that fellow Taoist Lin will kill more outer gods in the future and receive more Tao rewards. Lin Moyu smiled, that depends on luck. The Beast Emperor laughed heartily, fellow Taoists' luck can't be bad. That was natural. Since ancient times, those who controlled the Fate Tao have never had bad luck. People with bad luck couldn't possibly grasp the Fate Tao. Lin Moyu actually understood another layer of meaning in the Beast Emperor's words. He was telling Lin Moyu that he could obtain more Tao rewards in the future, but this one he had snatched. Lin Moyu originally didn't intend to compete with the Beast Emperor for it. With so many people involved in this outer god, how much Tao reward could each person get? Lin Moyu didn't care much for it. Under the continuous bombardment of golden light, the huge 10,000-year-old Ying stone was completely ground to dust, not even leaving any debris. When the 10,000-year-old Ying stone was completely crushed, Lin Moyu heard a soul-wrenching scream. The outer god was finally killed, leaving nothing behind. The golden light receded. Where the high mountain once stood was now a deep pit whose bottom couldn't be seen. At the bottom of the pit, underground water was bubbling up. The Beast Emperor said, "Fellow Taoist Lin, please confirm if it's really dead." Lin Moyu nodded, flew into the pit, and carefully sensed for a while. A few seconds later, he flew back, confirmed dead. Actually, there's no need for such trouble. If it's dead, Tao rewards will descend. We might make mistakes, but the Tao won't. The Beast Emperor chuckled, it's just lack of experience. Tao rewards have only been heard of, never experienced. Lin Moyu smiled, now you can think about it. Senior Beast Emperor, you can ask for any reward you want. As long as it's not too excessive, the Tao rewards can fulfill it. The Beast Emperor nodded. He indeed needed to consider what reward he wanted. Too many people were sharing the Tao rewards this time. He wouldn't get too much benefit. Lin Moyu had already decided to use this Tao reward to condense the last 2 Tao patterns of 2nd level Tao Venerable, entering 3rd level Tao Venerable. Although the Tao reward was small, condensing 2 Tao patterns shouldn't be a problem. Suddenly, a mysterious aura descended from the 9 heavens. Lin Moyu said, the Tao reward is here. The Beast Emperor and Lei Tian immediately showed excited expressions. They had never seen Tao rewards before and could experience it firsthand this time. Then, a faint light shone on Lei Tian. The descent of Tao rewards also had an order, based on the timing of contact with the outer god. Among the 3, Lei Tian had the earliest contact with the outer god. Lei Tian had once intercepted the outer god in the formation with several clan elders, which counted as some contribution, so he could receive some reward. After Lei Tian, another aura descended, falling on the Beast Emperor. The Beast Emperor also received Tao rewards, and the Tao rewards he received were much more than Lei Tian's. The Beast Emperor had made more contributions in the process of killing the outer god, so naturally his rewards were greater. After waiting a few more seconds, another aura descended, falling on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was already prepared. The moment the Tao reward descended, he began condensing Tao patterns. Lin Moyu found that this Tao reward was indeed very small. The speed of condensing Tao patterns wasn't fast. He had severely injured the outer god and beaten it into heavy injuries, but he wasn't the one who ultimately killed the outer god. If the Tao reward was divided into 5 parts, he would get at most 1/5, while the Beast Emperor would get 2/5. The remaining 2/5 belonged to the lightning purple striped tiger clan. 1/5 of the reward couldn't do much. Just condensing Tao patterns should be enough. In Lin Moyu's soul world, the 53rd Tao pattern was taking shape. Suddenly, a beast-like roar came from outside the soul world. Chapter 3049, 3049. Chapter 3049, 3rd level Tao Venerable, welcome. A beast-like roar resounded throughout the soul world. Lin Moyu had heard a similar sound long ago. This sound had no rationality, only bestial instinct. Back then, it was a soul giant dragon that came from the soul void, impacting his soul world. It ended up being burned to death by his world-burning fire, turning into a soul crystal. It was precisely this soul crystal that turned the 9-colored dragon soul crystal into the 10-colored dragon soul crystal, becoming something that only existed in legends. Unexpectedly, now there was another being coming from outside the soul world. Boom! The unknown being from the soul void collided with the soul world, causing the soul world to shake incessantly. Lin Moyu wasn't panicked. While condensing Dao patterns using the Dao reward, he multitasked, observing the soul void. In the soul void, a giant beast shaped like a lizard was continuously ramming its body against his soul world, sometimes also lashing with its tail. Its realm wasn't low, at least 7th level Dao Venerable, even stronger than the soul giant dragon from before. Lin Moyu looked at this lizard, finding it stranger the more he looked. This lizard should be a spirit beast. Its soul and physical body should look the same. Whatever the soul looks like, the physical body generally looks the same. Moreover, the soul should be pure. Apart from special things like Dao patterns, there shouldn't be anything else. But on this lizard's soul, there were many characteristics of other species. For example, its tail had spikes at the tip, like a scorpion. On its abdomen, besides its original pair of claws, there was another slightly smaller pair of claws, like bird talons. On its surface grew some scales. Some scales were its own, while others weren't. Lin Moyu's observation skills were as keen as his spiritual perception. Just one look told him this lizard was problematic. The soul void should have quite a few soul bodies. These soul bodies are lost in the soul void, having lost rationality, only instinct remaining. Instinct makes them kill and devour each other. As long as they devour others, they can strengthen themselves. But at the same time, characteristics of those devoured remain in their souls. This lizard must have devoured many soul bodies, which is why it became like this. Thinking of this, another question arose. Where did so many soul bodies in the soul void come from? In the origin continent, any intelligent being knows the soul void is dangerous and won't easily enter. Beings without intelligence have instincts and are even less likely to enter the soul void. Only those few beings who consider themselves powerful and are full of curiosity about the unknown would enter the soul void. But such beings are very rare. If there are many beings in the soul void, there are only two possibilities. One is accumulation over countless years. Two is that the world corresponding to the soul void isn't just the origin continent. The world where outer gods live also has a soul void, and it's the same one. This also explains why the outer god would rather face the beast emperor than escape into the soul void. Because it knew the soul void was too dangerous. Those who enter have no chance of survival. But facing the beast emperor, there was at least a glimmer of hope, relying on the true spirit to escape. Thinking of this, Lin Moyu felt he understood everything. He also figured out the reason this lizard was attracted here. At that time, many cracks appeared in the soul world, and he had used an origin technique. The aura of the origin technique leaked out, attracting the attention of those soul bodies in the soul void. It seems that last time, when the giant dragon soul body came, it was also related to the origin aura. It seems that in the soul void, the aura of origin is like honey attracting insects. I need to be more careful when using it in the future. If it attracts a great Dao realm soul body, that would be trouble. Even the soul of a great Dao realm outer god didn't dare enter the soul void. This indicates there must be even more terrifying dangers in the soul void. If his origin technique attracted these terrifying existences, he would likely be in trouble. I wonder if the beast emperor knows about the soul void. I can ask him later. Lin Moyu muttered to himself. Compared to dealing with the third ancestor, dealing with the beast emperor was more relaxing. To get some information from the third ancestor, one had to pay a corresponding price. Because the third ancestor was a businessman, anything could be traded. But the beast emperor wasn't, so much valuable information could be obtained from him. After more than 10 minutes, the 53rd Dao pattern was successfully condensed. Then he began condensing the 54th Dao pattern. As long as the 54th Dao pattern was successfully condensed, Lin Moyu could become 3rd level Dao Venerable. At that time, his strength would take another big step forward. Outside the soul world, that lizard was still tirelessly ramming. Although the soul world was shaking incessantly, it could still hold up. There was no danger for now. After the Dao reward ended, he would deal with it. Lin Moyu felt the effect of the Dao reward was weakening. This Dao reward was really too small, even less than expected. Lin Moyu hurried to condense the Dao pattern. If he didn't hurry, even the 54th Dao pattern might not be condensed. After so much effort, if he still couldn't advance to 3rd level Dao Venerable, it would be quite a loss. Time passed second by second. Lin Moyu was racing against time. Unfortunately, the time Dao couldn't be used when condensing Dao patterns. Otherwise, Lin Moyu really wanted to multiply his time several times over. But the Dao didn't allow this loophole to be exploited. The 54th Dao pattern gradually took shape in his soul as the power of the Dao reward was ebbing. Finally, at the last moment before the Dao reward withdrew, the 54th Dao pattern fully formed. The Dao patterns resonated with each other. Lin Moyu felt he had reached a marvelous state. 2nd level Dao Venerable was perfected. His consciousness moved slightly, and the bottleneck between 2nd and 3rd level Dao Venerable was broken. Lin Moyu's aura soared, completing the breakthrough almost instantly. He smoothly entered 3rd level Dao Venerable, with an incredibly stable foundation, even more stable than those who advance and then seclude themselves for decades or centuries. Lin Moyu's foundation was too solid. With a 5th level Dao Venerable physical body and soul, as long as he had enough Dao patterns, he could advance directly without any obstacles. The technique stars were all glowing. As his realm increased, the power of his techniques also increased. Especially summoning techniques, which improved most noticeably. The 54 Dao patterns resonated, and the power of the Dao patterns also increased somewhat. Lin Moyu took a deep breath and looked at the big lizard outside the soul world. Time to deal with you. Lin Moyu had multiple ways to deal with it. The simplest was to use the calamity scepter to smash it directly. But that would be a bit wasteful. A 7th level Dao Venerable soul was a bit inferior for the soul gem. The arrogant soul gem might not want to eat it. Besides the calamity scepter, he could also use the world-burning fire. The world-burning fire wasn't powerful enough against great Dao realm beings like outer gods. But for dealing with 7th level Dao Venerable, it should be worth a try. Having made up his mind, his heart moved, and a gap immediately appeared in the soul world. The big lizard had no intelligence and directly charged in through the gap. It immediately locked onto Lin Moyu. At this moment, Lin Moyu pointed a finger and said, "Welcome." Chapter 3050, 3050. Chapter 3050, truly unprecedented. Flames filled the sky, and the big lizard was instantly engulfed in a sea of fire. The flames enveloped the big lizard, immediately burning it full of holes, with large amounts of soul power being refined. It rolled in the flames, screaming incessantly. Faced with the world-burning fire, this 7th level Dao Venerable big lizard had no resistance. Just like the giant dragon soul that had entered before, it had no resistance against the world-burning fire. The world-burning fire could incinerate worlds and burn space. It was an extremely special flame, especially effective against souls. The world-burning fire could refine worlds into crystals, and similarly could refine souls into crystals. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu's realm was too weak, and the opponents he encountered were often too strong, so the world-burning fire didn't have much use. The strength of the world-burning fire was determined by 3 factors. First, Lin Moyu's own cultivation realm. Second, his soul realm, and third, the inherent strength of the world-burning fire itself. With Lin Moyu's current 3rd level Dao Venerable, plus his 5th level Dao Venerable soul, and finally adding the world-burning fire's unique effect on souls, it was enough to burn to death a 7th level Dao Venerable soul body. But the prerequisite was a pure soul body. If it was a 7th level Dao Venerable cultivator with an intact physical body, the effect of the world-burning fire would be greatly reduced. The world-burning fire's effect on physical bodies was far inferior to its effect on souls. If the soul body's realm was higher, the world-burning fire would lose its effect. Just like great Dao realm outer gods, no matter what type of outer god, the world-burning fire wasn't very useful. It wasn't as effective as the calamity scepter. But this time, this big lizard was perfect material delivered to his doorstep. The world-burning fire could completely burn and refine it. While refining it, the world-burning fire itself could become stronger, achieving multiple benefits at once. Although the soul void was dangerous, it also held opportunities. This world was like this. Danger and opportunity often coexisted. Under the burning of the world-burning fire, the big lizard's screams became weaker and weaker. Lin Moyu saw its body shrinking, all impurities being burned away, leaving only the purest soul. The world-burning fire was once mistaken for the heavenly punishment fire. What exactly is the difference between these two? The heavenly punishment fire is a kind of punishment and test descended by the Tao. Everyone who wants to enter the great Tao realm must go through this test. Thunder Brother once tried to enter the Great Tao realm by himself, but he failed under the heavenly punishment and didn't succeed. Suddenly Lin Moyu realized a problem. When all the patriarchs of the holy sects didn't know how to advance to the Great Tao realm and were stuck at 9th level Tao Venerable, how did the Thunder Taoist leap into the Great Tao realm? Could it be that the Thunder Taoist possessed the method to advance to the Great Tao realm? But how did the Thunder Taoist know the method to advance to the Great Tao? Was it obtained by chance or for other reasons? Lin Moyu hadn't realized this problem back then. Now that he suddenly thought of it, doubt arose in his heart. Like the Beast Emperor, the third ancestor, as a Great Tao realm powerhouse, naturally knew how to advance to the Great Tao realm. Moreover, the path they walked was different from the path of origin continent cultivators. They walked the correct path of Tao patterns. The third ancestor clearly knew the advancement method but didn't publicize it, obviously constrained by something, so he couldn't speak. Otherwise, with the third ancestor's businessman personality, he would have sold this method long ago. Clearly, he couldn't sell it. It wasn't until Lin Moyu obtained the advancement method from the god-slaying sect that the third ancestor brought it out to sell. Lin Moyu didn't understand the reasons behind this. As he pondered, the big lizard's cries had already weakened. Later, it could no longer be called a big lizard. Its body size decreased rapidly, until finally only 1/100th of its original size remained, becoming a small lizard. The world-burning fire burned for a full 10 minutes before the lizard completely lost movement. It was refined, turning into a soul crystal. All impurities had been removed, leaving only the purest, most fundamental soul essence. Lin Moyu held the soul crystal in his hand, feeling the soul power within. He found that although the soul power was extremely pure, it still carried the lizard's own attributes. It wasn't that kind of attributeless, most primitive soul power. The soul power in the crystal was filled with a primitive, violent aura, belonging to spirit beasts. Before spirit beasts develop intelligence, their instinct is to prey and evolve. Seeing weaker beings, they would actively attack. Seeing stronger beings, they would retreat. This was the instinct of spirit beasts, until they developed intelligence and could think. Now, the world-burning fire had returned the spirit beast's soul power to its most primitive state. This kind of soul power was of no use to Lin Moyu. At this moment, the 10-colored dragon soul crystal seemed to smell food and suddenly flew out from the world tree branch. It came to Lin Moyu's side, emitting soft dragon cries, circling around Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu understood its meaning. You want it? The 10-colored dragon soul crystal nodded its head, continuing to emit soft dragon cries. Lin Moyu casually tossed the soul crystal to it. The 10-colored dragon soul crystal swallowed the soul crystal in one gulp. After swallowing the soul crystal, the 10-colored dragon soul crystal happily called out twice, then flew back to the world tree, falling into a half-sleeping state. It began to digest the soul crystal. Lin Moyu could feel that its aura seemed to have improved somewhat. So it's not just dragon soul crystals, it likes other soul crystals too. Lin Moyu finally understood that the 10-colored dragon soul crystal's food was soul crystals, not necessarily dragon soul crystals. Looking at the 10-colored dragon soul crystal, he knew another big eater had been added to his soul world. Infinite fusion needed spiritual materials, the world tree needed remnants of origin spirit veins, the skeleton hell needed origin spirit veins, and the 10-colored dragon soul crystal needed soul crystals. These 4 big eaters, to raise them well was truly difficult beyond measure. Lin Moyu could only express that he was in pain but happy. As long as he could raise them well, the returns would naturally be good. His consciousness returned again. The Tao reward had ended when he advanced to 3rd level Tao Venerable. Opening his eyes, he saw the Beast Emperor and Lei Tian. The Beast Emperor was still shrouded in mist, his true appearance unclear. However, Lin Moyu could feel that the Beast Emperor's aura seemed to have improved somewhat. Obviously, the Beast Emperor had used the Tao reward to improve himself. Lei Tian was the same. His aura also seemed to have improved a bit, but not much. In the process of killing the outer god, Lei Tian hadn't contributed much, so the reward he received was relatively small. Seeing Lin Moyu wake up, the Beast Emperor's deep, rich voice sounded, "Congratulations to fellow Taoist Lin on advancing to 3rd level Tao Venerable. Advancing to 3rd level Tao Venerable before 3,000 years of age is truly unprecedented and will never be seen again." Lin Moyu smiled. Is it really unprecedented? The Beast Emperor was stunned for a moment, then laughed heartily. Fellow Taoist Lin really knows how to joke. On the origin continent, who could advance to Tao Venerable before 3,000 years of age? At least this emperor hasn't seen it. Lin Moyu said, Senior Beast Emperor's cultivation has also strengthened. Your slight improvement is 10 or 100 times stronger than my advancement of one realm. This moderate flattery made the Beast Emperor feel quite comfortable. The Beast Emperor laughed, it's all thanks to fellow Taoist Lin. I didn't know Tao rewards could feel so good. Lin Moyu looked at Lei Tian, congratulations to clan leader Lei Tian. Your clan's calamity can be considered overcome. Chapter 3051, 3051. Chapter 3051, The Dangerous Soul Void. Lin Moyu and the Beast Emperor were flying tens of thousands of meters high in the sky, not flying very fast. A ball of mist enveloped the two, isolating them from the outside world. Lei Tian had already gone ahead. Lin Moyu had some things to say to the Beast Emperor in private. The Beast Emperor's voice was still deep and rich, whatever fellow Taoist Lin has to say, feel free to speak. Lin Moyu said, I wonder if Senior Beast Emperor knows about the Soul Void. Soul Void. When the Beast Emperor heard these two words, the mist surrounding his body showed obvious changes, which also meant that his heart was not calm at this moment. For something to make the Beast Emperor so unsettled, the Soul Void was indeed not simple. It also indicated that the Beast Emperor knew about the Soul Void. After a few seconds, the Beast Emperor's mist gradually calmed, representing that his mood had also calmed down. Only then did he speak, why does fellow Taoist Lin suddenly bring up the Soul Void? Lin Moyu said, earlier, the outer god entered my soul world, wanting to kill me, but failed. At that time, it had two choices, one was to escape out, the other was to flee to the Soul Void. It would rather choose to escape out and face your pursuit than flee to the Soul Void. Actually, Lin Moyu had already guessed the answer, but he still wanted to confirm it from the Beast Emperor's mouth. The Beast Emperor let out a sigh, that's because it knew that fleeing to the Soul Void meant certain death. Lin Moyu asked, is the Soul Void that dangerous? The Beast Emperor said very definitely, extremely dangerous. If it went there, it would have no chance of survival. Lin Moyu frowned slightly, to be honest, I've entered the Soul Void before, but I didn't fly out very far before returning. I didn't encounter any danger. At that time, my realm was very low. A senior warned me that it was easy to get lost in the Soul Void and told me not to go. Besides that, are there any other dangers? Lin Moyu naturally knew the Soul Void was dangerous, and had already guessed the form of the danger, but he still pretended to know nothing, hoping to get more answers from the Beast Emperor. Now that the Beast Emperor had just received Tao rewards and improved his cultivation, he was in an excellent mood and felt somewhat grateful to Lin Moyu. Taking advantage of this opportunity was the best time to obtain information. The Beast Emperor said, if one enters the Soul Void at a low realm, the greatest danger is getting lost, unable to find the way back, and ultimately having one's intelligence extinguished in the Soul Void, becoming a soul with only instincts. But once one reaches the Great Tao realm, it's different. A Great Tao realm soul in the Soul Void is like a big light bulb in a dark world, attracting the attention of many terrifying existences. Those terrifying existences will come to chase and eat them, leaving no chance of survival. There was a hint of fear in the Beast Emperor's tone, as if he had personally witnessed it. Lin Moyu asked, are there many of these terrifying existences in the Soul Void? The Beast Emperor immediately said, I don't know. I've never been there and don't dare to go. Lin Moyu continued, even Great Tao realm doesn't dare to go. Does it require a Tao Lord to go? What kind of place is the Soul Void exactly? The Beast Emperor's mist continued to roll, revealing his complex emotions, it's not that extreme. There are indeed Great Tao realm beings who have entered the Soul Void and returned alive. As for Tao Lords, that level is too high. I have no contact with them. As for what kind of place the Soul Void is, I'm not clear either. Perhaps only Tao Lords know. During the conversation, the Beast Emperor shared all the information he knew about the Soul Void, which wasn't actually much. Most of this information, Lin Moyu had already guessed. This conversation was just to confirm it again. After a while of talking, the Beast Emperor left, leaving Lin Moyu alone. This place was not far from Purple Tiger City. Lin Moyu stood tens of thousands of meters high in the sky, already able to see the Purple Tiger Pagoda in the distance. The Purple Tiger Pagoda was surrounded by lightning, emitting a formidable pressure. Thunder would sound from time to time, with divine thunder shooting out from the Purple Tiger Pagoda, straight into the 9 heavens. Lin Moyu stood in the air, pondering the Beast Emperor's words. Below Great Tao realm, once entering the soul void, if too far from one's physical body, one will get lost and ultimately have their intelligence erased by the soul void. Great Tao realm can enter the soul void. They don't need to worry about getting lost, nor will their intelligence be erased by the soul void. But Great Tao realm faces another danger. Their soul bodies will be attacked by some terrifying existences. However, many powerful Great Tao realm beings still enter the soul void and return safely, obviously having the ability to deal with those terrifying existences. Knowing the soul void is very dangerous, yet Great Tao realm powerhouses still enter the soul void, and in considerable numbers. Clearly, there's something they need in the soul void. What exactly is in the soul void? This question, perhaps only I can find the answer by going to the soul void myself. Lin Moyu summarized the information about the soul void. The soul void was indeed very dangerous. Below Great Tao realm, one would get lost. Ordinary Great Tao realm beings would be attacked by terrifying existences if they went in. There were huge differences in strength within the Great Tao realm. Weaker Great Tao realm beings didn't dare enter the soul void, while stronger Great Tao realm beings often entered the soul void. There was something they needed in the soul void. After summarizing this information and remembering it, Lin Moyu then flew towards Purple Tiger City. As soon as he approached Purple Tiger City, 10,000 beams of purple light shot out from the Purple Tiger Pagoda. The purple light carried a noble aura, sweeping through heaven and earth, interweaving into a huge sky curtain, covering the entire Purple Tiger City. In Purple Tiger City, countless members of the lightning purple striped tiger clan immediately knelt down. For them, the Purple Tiger Pagoda was a sacred object of the clan. Now that the Purple Tiger Pagoda was displaying its divinity, as members of the lightning purple striped tiger clan, they instinctively knelt. The sky curtain continued to evolving into 1,000 light bands of varying depths, extending like rainbows, turning into a purple haze road. Someone exclaimed, "The 1,000 Haze Purple Road, this is our clan's most noble ceremony. Who has come that requires such a ceremony? I remember, thousands of years ago, when the Great Beast Emperor came once, the 1,000 Haze Purple Road was used then. Could it be that the Great Beast Emperor has come again? It must be. In the entire beast race, besides the Beast Emperor's personal visit, who else deserves the use of the 1,000 Haze Purple Road?" Lei Tian flew out from the Purple Tiger Pagoda, followed by 8 clan elders, and behind the 8 clan elders was a large group of 7th level and above elders. Someone saw Lei Tian and the clan elders and exclaimed again, "It's the clan leader and the clan elders." Behind them are all 7th level elders. The clan leader and 8 clan elders have all come out. It must be the Beast Emperor who has arrived. I never thought I'd see the Great Beast Emperor in my lifetime. I can die without regrets. More people knelt down at this point, not just the lightning purple striped tiger clan, but some members of other beast clans also knelt down at this moment. The Beast Emperor was the overlord of all beast races. How could they not kneel? Lei Tian led everyone to stand on the 1,000 Haze Purple Road, looking towards Lin Moyu's direction. Lei Tian's majestic voice resounded throughout Purple Tiger City. Lei Tian, along with all the clan elders, respectfully welcomed Mr. Lin. Behind him, the 8 clan elders also said in unison, "Welcome, Mr. Lin." Chapter 3052, 3052. Chapter 3052, Lei Tian's lightning purple striped tiger clan treasury. The voices of Lei Tian and the clan elders resounded throughout the city. In Purple Tiger City, everyone was stunned, frozen in place. Who was Mr. Lin? Wasn't it the Beast Emperor who came? Who is this Mr. Lin? Mr. Lin, from the title it sounds like he's human. Yes, only humans use the title, Mr. Could it be that Mr. Lin is a human? Soon, they saw the so-called Mr. Lin. Lin Moyu stepped onto the 1,000 Haze Purple Road, walking along the purple road towards Lei Tian and the others. His appearance entered the sight of every beast race member in Purple Tiger City. It really is a human. What exactly is his identity? Why would the 1,000 Haze Purple Road be used? A 3rd level Dao Venerable, yet the clan leader and elders welcome him so respectfully. What's going on? Even if the Beast Emperor came personally, it would only be like this. Why is it this way? Could it be that 3rd level Dao Venerable is just his disguise, and his real realm is the same as the Beast Emperor's? That's the only explanation. Otherwise, given the status and strength of the clan leader and elders, this wouldn't be possible. There were all kinds of discussions. The beasts' imaginations ran wild, with various speculations. The relationship between beasts and humans was very strange, seeming both like enemies and friends. To say they were enemies, it seemed there was no full-scale war. Moreover, there were quite a few beasts going to human territory, or humans coming to beast territory, and there was no talk of fighting and killing on sight. To say they were friends, on Panlong Island and the eastern continent, beasts and humans often fought, and this fighting had continued for many years. And some beast clans had indeed formed blood feuds with humans. The lightning purple striped tiger clan, as a royal clan, had considerable influence among the beasts. Their actions naturally caused many people to speculate. Some even conjectured whether the relationship between beasts and humans was undergoing some changes. Amidst the discussions, Lin Moyu came before Lei Tian, smiling. Clan leader Lei Tian, making such a big scene, aren't you afraid some people will spread rumors? Some are already saying you plan to betray the beasts and join the humans. Lei Tian showed a hint of disdain. This clan leader never cares about the words of such trash. As he spoke, he turned his head and gave a look. Find those who are spreading nonsense and behead them. A 7th level elder behind him immediately flew out, heading straight for Purple Tiger City. Lei Tian was polite when facing Lin Moyu, but when facing others, he was a decisive clan leader who killed without hesitation, a 9th level Dao Venerable powerhouse whose words were law. Lei Tian waved his hand. Mr. Lin, on behalf of the lightning purple striped tiger clan, I formally welcome you to enter the Purple Tiger Pagoda. A banquet has been prepared inside. Please, Mr. Lin. These words were spoken formally. The previous entry into the Purple Tiger Pagoda was only to have Lin Moyu help resolve their clan's difficulties. Now it was considered a formal entry. Lin Moyu chuckled, then this Lin shall respectfully comply. He walked at the front with Lei Tian and the Great Elder, while the other 7 clan elders led the group of 7th level elders, following behind. The three walked side by side, with Lin Moyu in the middle, as if he were the master here. Only Lei Tian knew the reasons behind this. It wasn't just because Lin Moyu had saved the entire clan, but also because the Beast Emperor treated Lin Moyu as an equal. How could they dare to neglect someone who could stand on equal footing with the Beast Emperor? That's why they used the Thousand Haze Purple Road ceremony to welcome Lin Moyu. Entering the Purple Tiger Pagoda for the second time, they didn't go to the 99th floor, but to the 90th floor. The 90th floor was where the lightning purple striped tigers received honored guests. The decorations here were very exquisite and luxurious, exuding a strong sense of wealth. The lightning purple striped tiger clan seemed to want to tell everyone that they were very wealthy and had plenty of money. A banquet was set up here. Only elders of 7th level Dao Venerable and above were qualified to attend. Lin Moyu was the only person below 7th level Dao Venerable present. At clan leader Lei Tian's earnest invitation, Lin Moyu sat to Lei Tian's left, while the Great Elder sat to Lei Tian's right. Beasts also considered the left as the place of honor, thus telling the entire clan that Lin Moyu's status was higher than the Great Elders. The key was that the Great Elder had no objections, his old face full of smiles, seeming very happy. Lei Tian raised his wine cup. Thank you, Mr. Lin, for saving our clan from peril. On behalf of the entire clan, I toast to Mr. Lin. Lin Moyu raised his cup and clinked glasses with Lei Tian. Clan leader is too kind. This Lin was just in the right place at the right time. Lei Tian shook his big head. Some things are all about fate. Mr. Lin being able to be here at this moment is fate. Lei Tian puts his word here. In the future, whatever Mr. Lin commands, Lei Tian will do his utmost to fulfill. The Great Elder also spoke. Clan leader mustn't forget this old man. As long as Mr. Lin says the word, this old man will certainly do his utmost. The other clan elders also expressed that whatever Lin Moyu needed, he should just say the word. This promise was equivalent to the entire lightning purple striped tiger clan standing behind Lin Moyu. After all, Lin Moyu had saved their entire clan. This debt of gratitude was too great, very difficult to repay. The clan elders took turns toasting Lin Moyu, expressing their thanks. Then many 7th level elders also came to toast, making the banquet increasingly lively. Amidst the drinking, Lin Moyu seemingly casually asked about Lei Hao. He also indirectly told everyone that he and Lei Hao were brothers in life and death, and it was because of Lei Hao that he came here. From the clan leader to the clan elders to the 7th level elders, everyone remembered Lei Hao's name. Lin Moyu knew that as long as Lei Hao didn't mess up, his position as successor was basically secure. The banquet lasted half a day. After the banquet, Lei Tian dismissed everyone, keeping only himself and the Great Elder. Lei Tian said, "We don't know when we'll be able to repay Mr. Lin's kindness, but now, please go to our clan's treasury and take a look. If there's anything you like, Mr. Lin can take it with you." Lin Moyu immediately politely said, "Clan leader, you're too kind. I never thought of such a thing." Lei Tian shook his head, "This isn't just my decision, but a joint decision with the clan elders. Although our clan isn't wealthy, we do have some good items. Mr. Lin, please take a look and see if there's anything you like." The great elder also said, "Mr. Lin, there's no need to be polite. Your kindness to us can't be compared to a few mere objects." Under their earnest invitation, Lin Moyu went to the lightning purple striped tiger clan's treasury. The lightning purple striped tiger clan's treasury was also in the purple tiger pagoda, from the 91st to the 95th floors. The higher the floor, the higher the level of items in the treasury. The 91st floor corresponded to treasures above Celestial Venerable but below Dao Venerable. The 92nd floor was for 1st to 3rd level Dao Venerable treasures. The 93rd floor was for 4th to 6th level Dao Venerable treasures. The 94th floor was for 7th level Dao Venerable and above treasures. As for the 95th floor, it contained some special items. Led by Lei Tian and the Great Elder, Lin Moyu passed through the 91st and 92nd floors, going directly to the 93rd floor. When Lei Tian and the Great Elder jointly opened the treasury doors, a dense wave of origin power rushed out, stirring up a fierce wind. Chapter 3053, 3053. Chapter 3053, I want to take everything. The wind that blew in their faces contained various types of power. Wind, fire, water, and thunder were all present. This indicated that the treasures in the treasury were diverse, with all kinds of attributes. The lightning purple striped tiger clan had existed for countless years. Over so many years, the clan's collection must be incredibly rich. No one knew exactly how much there was. Lei Tian waved his hand, and the wind blowing out from the treasury suddenly stopped. Then Lei Tian gestured, "Mr. Lin, please." Lin Moyu walked in, with Lei Tian following closely behind, introducing, "The 93rd floor treasury contains magical treasures, materials, pills, formation discs, and so on, ranging from 4th to 6th level Dao Venerable. If Mr. Lin sees anything he likes, please feel free to take it." He had a very wealthy appearance, as if he wouldn't mind even if Lin Moyu took away the entire treasury. Lin Moyu joked, "What if I want everything?" Lei Tian was stunned for a moment, then his eyes showed determination. "Mr. Lin's kindness can't be compared to mere objects. I'll call someone to pack everything up for Mr. Lin to take away." Seeing Lei Tian's appearance as if he was going to do it for real, Lin Moyu immediately stopped him. "I was just joking. I'm not very interested in treasures, just looking around to broaden my horizons." Lei Tian smiled slightly, "Then Mr. Lin can take your time looking. If you see anything you like, just take it." The Great Elder also said from the side, "Mr. Lin really doesn't need to be polite. These are all external objects. If you really want them, taking them all away is no problem." The two were being too polite to the point of being excessive. Lin Moyu naturally understood why they were like this. His so-called grace of saving the clan only accounted for half. The other half was due to the Beast Emperor. It was because of the Beast Emperor's attitude towards him that they reacted this way. Lin Moyu believed that if he really wanted to pack up and take away the treasures here, they would certainly agree. But whether they were willing in their hearts was another matter. Lin Moyu only looked over the 4th to 6th level Dao Venerable magical treasures and materials once, not seeing anything he needed. Although there were some good quality items among these things, they weren't of much use to him, just valuable. Even if he took them, apart from filling his warehouse, he could only sell them to exchange for origin crystals. Either way, they weren't necessities. After looking around, Lin Moyu said to Lei Tian, "Your clan's collection is truly rich." Lei Tian heard the meaning in Lin Moyu's words, "If there's nothing here that Mr. Lin likes, why don't we go up one floor to take a look?" Lin Moyu smiled, "All right, let's broaden our horizons." The three came to the 94th floor, where 7th level Dao Venerable and above treasures were placed. Before opening the treasury doors, Lei Tian said to Lin Moyu, "Mr. Lin, please step back a bit. Some things here are dangerous." 7th level Dao Venerable treasures, especially magical treasures, might have developed spirituality. Magical treasures with spirituality were no ordinary treasures. If not careful, they could really be dangerous. Lin Moyu obediently stepped back a few steps. The Great Elder inconspicuously stood in front of Lin Moyu, clearly intending to protect him. Lei Tian opened the treasury doors. As soon as a crack appeared, a piercing cold light shot out from behind the door. Lei Tian shouted angrily, throwing out a punch that sent out a bolt of lightning, shattering the cold light. Then several more cold lights shot out from behind the door. Lei Tian shattered them one after another. A few that slipped through were intercepted by the Great Elder. Lei Tian pushed hard, fully opening the treasury doors. Suddenly, purple light flared brilliantly, thunder rumbling. Above the treasury doors, endless purple lightning fell, forming a lightning curtain. Behind the lightning, 5 sharp swords spun in the air, continuously blasting out sword chi. The lightning curtain couldn't block all the sword chi. Some leaked through. Lei Tian snorted coldly, charging into the treasury, directly swinging his fists to force back all 5 swords. The 5 swords were clearly unwilling to submit, constantly resisting, fighting with Lei Tian. Unfortunately, Lei Tian's strength was too great. The 5 swords were clearly no match and were quickly suppressed. Lin Moyu found it interesting. What's the origin of these 5 swords? The 5 swords clearly had spirituality, and one could see at a glance that they were a set. The Great Elder said, they're called the 5 Elements Swords. They were brought back from a secret treasury by one of our clan leaders 30,000 years ago. The 5 Elements Swords are actually one sword, but it likes to split into 5 normally. There's also a set of 5 Elements sword formation that goes with it. Its power is decent. If used by a 7th level Dao Venerable, it can barely approach 8th level Dao Venerable power. If Mr. Lin is interested, you can take the 5 Elements Swords away. Lin Moyu shook his head. I just find them interesting. As for taking them away, we'll see. Lin Moyu didn't usually use swords and wasn't very interested in the 5 Elements Swords. A few seconds later, after being beaten, the 5 sharp swords seemed to have become obedient. They merged into one, changing from 5 to 1, becoming a single sword held in Lei Tian's hand. At this time, the Great Elder said, let's go in. Lin Moyu nodded, passing through the lightning curtain and entering the treasury. Clan leader Lei Tian, holding the 5 Elements sword, said to Lin Moyu, Mr. Lin, please look around. If you see anything you like, just take it. There aren't many items here, but their level is decent. 7th level Dao Venerable and above treasures, whether magical treasures or materials, were all rare items. Naturally, there wouldn't be many. Some small clans might not even be able to produce one. For a royal clan like the lightning purple striped tigers to form a treasury like this was already remarkable. The Great Elder was quite familiar with the treasures here and would introduce them to Lin Moyu. Whether magical treasures or materials, most here were 7th level Dao Venerable. There were only a few 8th level items, and as for 9th level, there were none. Lin Moyu picked up a piece of material, looked at it for a few moments, then casually put it down, showing no attachment. Lei Tian and the Great Elder saw this and realized that Lin Moyu's standards were incredibly high. Ordinary things simply didn't catch his eye. Lin Moyu looked at the items one by one, quickly going through most of them without finding anything that interested him. Suddenly, he saw a pearl. This pearl had Buddhist markings on it. It was a Buddhist treasure. However, its luster had faded, its spirituality lost, and there were cracks on it. Clearly, this Buddhist pearl had been destroyed. Although destroyed, the material used to refine it was still 8th level Dao Venerable, so it was still kept here. Lin Moyu picked up the Buddhist pearl. How did a Buddhist item end up here? The Great Elder explained, I remember 23,000 years ago, an 8-wheel ancient Buddha from the Buddhist race had a conflict with 10 of our clan's powerhouses. A great battle broke out, and in the end, that 8-wheel great Buddha was badly defeated. This Buddhist pearl was left behind. Although the pearl is destroyed, it's a memento of victory, so it was kept here. Lei Tian interjected, if I remember correctly, that 8-wheel ancient Buddha was called Xuanxi ancient Buddha. He seemed to want to convert one of our direct line disciples. That direct line disciple's ancestor was that clan elder. Lin Moyu held the Buddhist pearl. Buddhist items are worth studying. Lei Tian understood immediately and said, Mr. Lin, please take it. Suddenly, the 5 Elements sword in his hand unexpectedly shot out a sword chi, blasting towards Lin Moyu. Chapter 3054, 3054. Chapter 3054. Something more dangerous than outer gods. The 5 Elements sword suddenly acted up, catching Lei Tian and the Great Elder completely off guard. By the time they reacted, the sword chi attack had already reached Lin Moyu. Oh no, be careful, the two only had time to cry out before the sword chi engulfed Lin Moyu. Without evolving into a sword formation and without a master, relying solely on its own spirituality, the five elements sword's attack power was infinitely close to 7th level Dao Venerable. Infinitely close to 7th level Dao Venerable was much stronger than Lin Moyu's 3rd level Dao Venerable. Being hit head-on without any preparation, in Lei Tian and the Great Elder's eyes, Lin Moyu was surely dead. The two were gnashing their teeth, thinking of many things in that instant. They wondered if Lin Moyu really died, would the people behind him come after them? They wondered if the Beast Emperor would spare them, given how well he got along with Lin Moyu earlier. If Lin Moyu died here, their lightning purple striped tiger clan might truly face extinction. At this moment, Lei Tian had the thought of destroying the five elements sword. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's voice sounded from within the sword chi, "This sword has quite a temper." The two immediately showed expressions of joy and surprise. Lin Moyu was actually unharmed. As the sword chi dispersed, Lin Moyu simultaneously evolved his power Dao True Body and Immortal Dao True Body. The power of death weakened the sword chi, while the power Dao governed all his body's power, raising his defense to the extreme. But even so, it was still impossible to block all the attacks. The excess was shared by the undead army. Seeing Lin Moyu unharmed within the sword chi, Lei Tian and the Great Elder were visibly delighted. "Mr. Lin, you're all right. That's wonderful. Mr. Lin is truly extraordinary. This old man admires you." While rejoicing, the two didn't forget to flatter him a bit. Lin Moyu chuckled, "This sword has quite a temper. It wouldn't be satisfied without striking at me. Since that's the case, why don't you give me the five elements sword as well?" Lei Tian had almost destroyed the five elements sword on the spot. He now viewed it as a dangerous thing, a hot potato. With Lin Moyu saying this, he immediately agreed, "No problem. Mr. Lin, please take it." Lin Moyu smiled, "Then please help me seal the five elements sword. It'll save me the trouble." Lin Moyu was only at 3rd level Dao Venerable now, far from being able to use the five elements sword. After getting it, he would definitely have to seal it first and use it in the future. It was indeed difficult for a 3rd level Dao Venerable to seal the five elements sword. Lei Tian fully understood Lin Moyu's words and immediately said, "No problem." Layers of lightning rose from his palm, flowing over the five elements sword. The sword immediately fell silent. Before unsealing it, the five elements sword was just a relatively sharp treasure sword with no other functions. After completing the seal, Lei Tian handed the sword to Lin Moyu, also telling him how to unseal it. Lin Moyu took the five elements sword, "Then I won't be polite." Lei Tian quickly waved his hands, "You're too kind. If you like anything, just take it." Lin Moyu put away the five elements sword and Buddhist pearl, "There's nothing else on this floor. If clan leader Lei Tian and Great Elder don't mind, I'd like to go up and take a look." Lei Tian readily said, "Mr. Lin, please go ahead." The 95th floor was also the last floor of the treasury. This floor contained some rather special items. Many things here were unrecognizable but seemed extraordinary. Most were above Dao Venerable level, but it couldn't be guaranteed for all. In short, whether useful or not, anything unrecognizable but seemingly high grade was thrown in here. Over time, it formed a special treasury. Arriving at the treasury entrance, Lei Tian opened the door generously this time, clearly without any danger. As the door opened, a strange aura surged out from behind it. Lin Moyu's spiritual perception suddenly sent a warning, and his eyelids began to twitch violently. "Retreat!" Lin Moyu shouted lowly, quickly retreating. Lei Tian and the Great Elder reacted quickly, also swiftly retreating upon hearing Lin Moyu's shout. Lin Moyu retreated a long way, following the path they came, only stopping when he reached the 94th floor. Clan leader Lei Tian and the Great Elder, not understanding the situation, also followed Lin Moyu back to the 94th floor. The Great Elder asked, "Mr. Lin, what happened just now?" Lin Moyu had his eyes closed in thought at this time and didn't immediately answer. Just now, his spiritual perception had sent a danger warning, so he retreated immediately without knowing the reason. As long as his spiritual perception sensed danger, there was no need to ask why. Retreat first. After retreating to the 94th floor, the warning in his spiritual perception disappeared. Only then did Lin Moyu begin to ponder what had just happened. The details of everything that had occurred flashed through his mind. Gradually, his eyes lit up. At the moment the door opened, an extremely complex aura had surged out. This aura was formed by various treasures and materials intertwined together, and among them was a strand of aura that was extremely dangerous. His spiritual perception had sounded the alarm because of this. And Lin Moyu now knew what this strand of aura was. It was useful to him, very useful. Truly, what you seek often comes when you least expect it. Lin Moyu was secretly delighted, while outwardly asking, "Clan leader, great elder, you usually don't come here, right?" Lei Tian shook his head, "Basically never." The great elder said, "It's been a very long time since we came. Counting the time, it's been about 10,000 years. This treasury hasn't been opened for about 10,000 years. For nearly 10,000 years, the main force of the entire lightning purple striped tiger clan had been tied up with the outer god. Many things had been put on hold. This treasury also hadn't been opened for nearly 10,000 years. Lei Tian asked, "Has Mr. Lin discovered something?" Lin Moyu said, "There's something inside that's very dangerous for you. I can't say what it is. If you want to know, you can ask the Beast Emperor, but I think he won't tell you either. But I can tell you that this thing has already entered a state of revival. Once it truly revives, forget about your clan being finished, the entire eastern continent, even the origin continent, will face big trouble." Lin Moyu's words gave the two a chilling feeling. The great elder said with shock, "Are you saying this thing is more terrifying than outer gods?" Lin Moyu nodded, "In some ways, yes. Once this thing fully revives, no one will be able to control it. Even if the Beast Emperor takes action, it will be the same. At least the Beast Emperor could deal with outer gods, but this thing Lin Moyu spoke of, even the Beast Emperor couldn't do anything about it." This was truly terrifying. The great elder and Lei Tian looked at each other in dismay. They never imagined their clan had such a terrifying thing. They didn't doubt Lin Moyu's words at all. If Lin Moyu wanted anything, he could just ask directly, and they would agree. There was no need to make up any stories to deceive them. Lin Moyu said, "Fortunately, it hasn't fully revived yet. Before it revives, I still have a way to deal with it." These words made the two sigh in relief. The great elder murmured, "As long as it can be dealt with, that's good." At this moment, a small flame suddenly fell from the 95th floor space into the 94th floor space. Lei Tian's face suddenly changed, and he instinctively threw out a punch. Chapter 3055, 3055. Chapter 3055, "Please save our clan once more, Mr. Lin." Lei Tian, being at 9th level Dao Venerable, reacted extremely quickly, much faster than Lin Moyu. Moreover, as a beast, he had strong battle instincts. The flame coming from the 95th floor made him sense something was wrong, so Lei Tian instinctively took action. Lin Moyu's face suddenly changed, and he retreated again. As he retreated, the great elder also followed suit. By the time Lei Tian realized something was wrong, it was too late to withdraw his hand. Lightning shot from his fist, colliding with the flame. Boom! The flame suddenly expanded, instantly changing from a small flame to a sea of fire, engulfing a large area. The lightning Lei Tian had unleashed was swallowed by the sea of fire without causing even a ripple. Seeing this, Lei Tian frantically retreated, but he was still a step too late. He too was swallowed by the sea of fire. He tried to escape the sea of fire, but within it was a powerful force firmly gripping him, not letting him escape. The sea of fire rapidly eroded his body. Even with his 9th level Dao Venerable power, he couldn't resist. There was a terrifying power in the sea of fire. This power was very peculiar, not particularly strong, just extremely strange and unique. Lei Tian's lightning power was rapidly devoured and dissolved. Lei Tian frantically fought back, but the lightning he unleashed had no effect in the sea of fire. For a moment, Lei Tian was in a desperate situation. In no time, the sea of fire would devour him. At this moment, a large hand suddenly reached out from behind, grabbing Lei Tian's shoulder and pulling him out of the sea of fire. Lin Moyu had acted, pulling Lei Tian back. When he left the sea of fire, Lei Tian didn't have a single piece of intact flesh left. His entire body had been burned charred. His originally noble purple fur was now completely gone, leaving him bald all over, as miserable as could be. But now Lei Tian couldn't care about that. Being able to keep his life was already fortunate. He gratefully thanked Lin Moyu, "Thank you, Mr. Lin, for saving me." The great elder's face was solemn, "Is this the danger Mr. Lin spoke of?" Lin Moyu nodded. If I'm not mistaken, the 95th floor is now a sea of fire. You two should notify the clan members above the 95th floor to quickly leave the Purple Tiger Pagoda. This fire isn't just burning downwards. The Great Elder suddenly realized Lin Moyu was right. The fire wasn't just burning down, but also upwards. Even Lei Tian was in such a miserable state. Those clan members with lower realms, wouldn't they be in mortal danger if burned? The Great Elder immediately tried to notify others through the Purple Tiger Pagoda's formation, but when he activated the formation, he suddenly found that it had been cut off. The formation had been severed by the flames, which scared the Great Elder into a cold sweat. Fortunately, he was still calm enough to immediately rush out of the Purple Tiger Pagoda, entering the 96th floor from the outside to notify other clan members. Lei Tian was now also frightened. Having escaped death, he understood the terror of the Sea of Fire most deeply. Just as Lin Moyu had said, this thing was more terrifying than outer gods. Suddenly, Lin Moyu laughed out loud. Lei Tian asked curiously, "Mr. Lin, what makes you laugh?" Lin Moyu said, "I was thinking, if that outer god had occupied the Purple Tiger Pagoda, and then this thing revived, that outer god would probably be burned to death directly. Don't you find that funny?" Lei Tian thought about it, and it was indeed the case, but was this really so funny? Now the Purple Tiger Pagoda had been burned. If this continued, the entire tower would become a tower of flames. His mouth twitched twice. "Mr. Lin, I really can't laugh. If Mr. Lin has a way, please take action and save our clan once more." Lei Tian was after all a beast, straightforward and not one to flatter. Lin Moyu looked at his miserable appearance and smiled. "Don't worry. Even if you didn't ask, I would still take action." As he spoke, Lin Moyu walked towards the Sea of Fire. Around Lin Moyu, space distorted, and flames also rose up, turning Lin Moyu into a man of fire. Cloaked in flames, Lin Moyu stepped into the Sea of Fire, walking on fire. Seeing Lin Moyu move through the Sea of Fire unharmed, even looking somewhat at ease, Lei Tian realized that Lin Moyu's abilities far exceeded his imagination. The Sea of Fire surrounding Lin Moyu came from the Skeleton Hell. Lin Moyu used the Skeleton Hell to envelop himself, blocking the flames in the Sea of Fire. The flames in the Sea of Fire shared the same origin as the magma flames of the Skeleton Hell, their nature completely identical. So the magma flames of the Skeleton Hell could block the Sea of Fire. The thing Lin Moyu had mentioned was a fragment of Hell. He hadn't expected that in the lightning purple striped tiger clan's treasury, a fragment of Hell was hidden. Moreover, this Hell fragment had only truly revived after so many years. Once the Hell fragment revived, it was a catastrophe for any living being. Only he had a way to resolve it. Relying on the Skeleton Hell, Lin Moyu blocked the flames from the Hell fragment and walked up to the 95th floor. On the 94th floor, Lei Tian could only wait anxiously. He couldn't go to the 95th floor and couldn't see Lin Moyu's situation. The Great Elder quickly returned. "Everyone has been evacuated. Did Mr. Lin go up?" Lei Tian nodded. "He went up." Mr. Lin seemed to ignore this Sea of Fire. The Great Elder said in a low voice, "Mr. Lin's extraordinariness is beyond our imagination. In the future, we must never offend Mr. Lin." Lei Tian said, "Yes, not only must we not offend him, but we must also get along well with Mr. Lin." The Great Elder said, "That Lei Hao, let's make him the next clan leader. No need for further competition." Lei Tian didn't object. Using this connection with Lin Moyu, having Lei Hao as clan leader would only benefit the lightning purple striped tiger clan, with no downsides. Lin Moyu returned to the 95th floor. The 95th floor had become a world of flames. The treasury doors, all kinds of treasures, had all disappeared. The Hell fragment possessed the power of Hell and could devour everything. Lin Moyu heard piercing screams in his ears. Numerous Hell fiends appeared in the Sea of Fire. These Hell fiends were extremely high level, all reaching 6th level Dao Venerable. They were a full 3 levels higher than his own Hell fiends, their combat power not on the same level at all. However, their numbers were too few, less than 100. Compared to his own, they were not on the same level in this aspect either. 100 Hell fiends simultaneously ran through the Sea of Fire, pouncing towards Lin Moyu. "Looks like they've devoured quite a few good things." Lin Moyu chuckled lightly. With a thought, the Skeleton Hell enveloping him suddenly expanded. Countless Hell fiends rushed out from within, immediately clashing violently with the others. Screams and roars were incessant. Although Lin Moyu's hell fiends were inferior in realm, they had the advantage of numbers, able to overwhelm with quantity. Even if they were eaten one by one, it would take a long time. Hell fiends didn't have any special attack techniques and couldn't cause large-scale damage, so numbers were particularly important. Lin Moyu had ways to deal with a mere 100 hell fiends. Using his own hell fiends as cannon fodder, Lin Moyu took the opportunity to pass through the sea of fire, heading towards its center. Soon, he saw a fist-sized hell fragment glowing brightly in the center of the sea of fire. Chapter 3056, 2056. Chapter 3056, Fusion, Skeleton Hell grows stronger again. The hell fragment flickered with a black-gray light, continuously emitting a black-gray aura. This aura evolved into a hell world, with endless flames bursting out from the hell world, turning into a sea of fire. The hell fragment possessed most of hell's abilities. It would burn and devour everything it encountered, turning it into its own power. As it devoured more treasures, materials, and living beings, the hell it evolved would become stronger, and even itself could be restored. If one day it could devour the entire origin continent, perhaps hell could be restored. Even as a fragment, it was enough to exhaust top-tier star lords and burn to death 9th level Dao venerable powerhouses like Lei Tian. If it recovered a bit more, even if the Beast Emperor took action, he wouldn't be able to stop it. It was precisely because of this that when Lin Moyu had asked the third ancestor about the whereabouts of hell fragments, the third ancestor's reaction was so strong. Lin Moyu, relying on the skeleton hell, successfully approached the hell fragment. The hell fragment had no consciousness, only instinct. When Lin Moyu approached it, its instinct seemed to sense danger coming. It frantically spewed black-gray aura, making the sea of fire even more intense. But none of this could stop Lin Moyu. With the skeleton hell protecting him, Lin Moyu completely ignored the flames. Having fused with a hell fragment before, the hell fragment now posed no threat to Lin Moyu. With a thought, the range of the skeleton hell expanded rapidly, directly enveloping the hell fragment. The skeleton hell and the fire sea world overlapped, as if fusing together. The gates of hell suddenly appeared, the complex patterns on the gates glowing brightly. A huge suction force rose from the gates of hell, enveloping the hell fragment. The hell fragment resisted the suction of the gates of hell, as if unwilling to be sucked away. The Stygian black pool spun rapidly, and the 10,000-meter black dragon flew out from the pool, biting the hell fragment in one gulp. Then it violently shook its head, throwing the hell fragment towards the gates of hell. A vortex appeared in the gates of hell, sucking in the hell fragment. In an instant, the gates of hell erupted with brilliant light. More patterns appeared on the gates, surging out like ocean waves. The vortex reversed, and countless black-gray aura rushed out from the vortex, fusing into the skeleton hell and Stygian black pool. The Stygian black dragon let out a series of dragon cries, each more intense than the last. Lin Moyu could feel that the Stygian black dragon was extremely excited at this moment. The skeleton hell rumbled incessantly, and the hell fiends roared loudly in unison, their voices deafening. As the master of the skeleton hell, Lin Moyu could feel that the skeleton hell was absorbing and fusing with that hell fragment. Although the hell fragment resisted somewhat, its resistance was ineffective. The power contained in this hell fragment was becoming nourishment for the skeleton hell. Though it was just a small piece, its effect was better than origin spirit veins. Lin Moyu could clearly feel that the skeleton hell was rapidly growing stronger. The realm of the hell fiends quickly broke through collectively, reaching 4th level Dao Venerable. After breaking through, they continued to soar, rapidly approaching 5th level Dao Venerable. After infinitely approaching 5th level Dao Venerable, the speed of improvement finally slowed down, ultimately failing to break through to 5th level Dao Venerable. The hell fiends were at the limit of 4th level Dao Venerable, just one step away from 5th level. Lin Moyu estimated that with 2 million hell fiends at the limit of 4th level Dao Venerable, it was enough to trap any 10 powerhouses below 7th level Dao Venerable. If the numbers could increase a bit more, adding in the Stygian black dragon, he wouldn't fear even facing 7th level Dao Venerable. Thinking of the hell fiends evolved by the hell fragment earlier, although they had 7th level Dao Venerable combat power, their numbers were too few, only 100. Quantity and quality seemed hard to achieve simultaneously. In comparison, Lin Moyu prioritized quantity, using numbers to make up for quality. Of course, the quality couldn't be too poor either. I wonder if the numbers will increase. Just as this thought arose, the hell fiends suddenly began to split. The Hell Fiends divided one into two, instantly doubling in number, from 2 million to 4 million. The range of the skeleton hell was also rapidly expanding, from the previous 4,000 li to 8,000 li. The Stygian black dragon opened its mouth, letting out a series of dragon cries. Its body was growing larger, though its length remained unchanged at 10,000 meters. It still hadn't completely left the Stygian black pool, only 10,000 meters of it was outside the pool. But it had become more robust, its power greatly increased compared to before. According to Lin Moyu's feeling, the Stygian black dragon's power had reached 6th level Tao Venerable, 2 levels higher than the Hell Fiends. With it present, the power of the skeleton hell increased accordingly. Even if he couldn't trap a 7th level Tao Venerable to death, Lin Moyu had confidence in facing one head-on. A 3rd level Tao Venerable facing a 7th level Tao Venerable head-on was an unimaginable miracle. One hell fragment had greatly increased his combat power. This further strengthened Lin Moyu's determination to seek out hell fragments. He must go to the Netherworld clan in the western continent. After devouring the hell fragment, the gates of hell became more complete. The profound patterns on the gates had appeared to about a quarter. If this continued, the gates of hell would eventually be fully restored. At that time, the skeleton hell might become a new hell, returning to the world. As he withdrew the skeleton hell, the flames instantly disappeared. The treasury on the 95th floor had been completely burned, leaving nothing behind. Not just the treasury, but even the space on this floor and part of the formations in the Purple Tiger Pagoda had been burned by the flames. The Purple Tiger Pagoda was also damaged as a result, but fortunately, it had the ability to self-repair. As long as the damage wasn't too severe, it could recover on its own. Lin Moyu understood that the true foundation of the Purple Tiger Pagoda was actually the purple pattern origin. As long as the purple pattern origin wasn't damaged, the Purple Tiger Pagoda could possibly recover. Lei Tian and the Great Elder rushed up. Seeing Lin Moyu unharmed, the two couldn't help but sigh in relief. Lin Moyu said, "It's resolved, but the treasury has been burned away." Lei Tian waved his hand, "Gone is gone, these are small matters. As long as Mr. Lin is safe and sound, nothing else matters." Lin Moyu chuckled, "Fortunately, there are other spaces in the Purple Tiger Pagoda. If not for these layers of space blocking it, I'm afraid the whole tower would have been burned down." Lei Tian and the Great Elder deeply agreed with this. If not for the layers of space in the Purple Tiger Pagoda, the flames of the Hell Fragment would have long since devoured the entire Purple Tiger Pagoda, and wouldn't have given Lin Moyu time to act. Lin Moyu clapped his hands, "All right, the Purple Tiger Pagoda is safe now. There shouldn't be any more issues. I can retire successfully." Lei Tian hurriedly tried to keep him, "Won't Mr. Lin stay for a few more days?" Lin Moyu shook his head, "I have other matters. Actually, I was just passing through Purple Tiger City, coming to see Lei Hao along the way. Now I've already delayed for quite a few days and should set off again. Regarding the previous matters, you don't need to keep them too much in mind. I've also received compensation. Moreover, with Lei Hao here, I'll naturally help when I can." Lin Moyu mentioned Lei Hao twice in these two sentences, further strengthening Lei Tian and the Great Elder's determination to establish Lei Hao as the next clan leader. Chapter 3057, 3057. Chapter 3057, No Strength. Then shut up and stop talking nonsense. Lin Moyu didn't go see Lei Hao again. After leaving the Purple Tiger Pagoda, he directly left Purple Tiger City. This was his way. Since he had acknowledged Lei Hao as a friend, he would naturally do what needed to be done. But between friends, there was no need to explain in detail what had been done. Lei Hao would naturally know in the future. Lin Moyu flew 1,000 miles before slowly landing. This was a wilderness with an ancient forest containing some spirit beasts. The spirit beasts weren't strong. The strongest one was only at celestial venerable level. Lin Moyu's aura trembled slightly, and the spirit beasts in the ancient forest immediately tucked their heads in. Instinct told them that they couldn't provoke this person. Buddhist chants sounded, and Lin Moyu summoned the Buddhist Lich. 5 wheels of light surrounded its body. As a 5-wheel ancient Buddha, the Buddhist Lich sat in midair, with a solemn Buddhist appearance, radiating Buddhist light. Lin Moyu took out the Buddhist beads obtained from the treasury and handed them to the Buddhist Lich. "Absorb this and see if you can advance to 7-wheel ancient Buddha." If the Buddhist Lich could advance to 7-wheel ancient Buddha, he would truly have the strength to fight head-on with 7th-level Tao Venerable powerhouses. Combined with the skeleton hell, there was a high possibility of forcefully killing a 7th-level Tao Venerable. The Buddhist lich chanted Buddhist scriptures and began absorbing the Buddhist beads. Although the Buddhist beads were damaged, they were still made from 8th-level Tao Venerable materials. It would take some time to absorb them. Lin Moyu wasn't in a hurry. He communicated with the skeleton hell and began receiving information. After completely absorbing and fusing with the hell fragment, the skeleton hell discovered some images within the hell fragment. These images were records from the hell fragment's countless years. Earlier, because they were still in the Purple Tiger Pagoda, Lin Moyu hadn't received this information. Image after image entered his mind, linking together, allowing Lin Moyu to understand the whole course of events. Countless years ago, when hell collapsed, this hell fragment fell onto the origin continent. It lost all its power, becoming like an ordinary stone, sleeping for countless years. But because it once belonged to hell, its essence wasn't destroyed. 10,000 years ago, it was picked up by a member of the lightning purple striped tiger clan and brought back. Because they couldn't tell what it was, but it was sufficiently solid, it was eventually placed in the treasury on the 95th floor. In the treasury, there were countless materials and treasures of unknown origin, also containing considerable power. So, it began to revive. Its power was extremely weak at first. It first devoured the nearest material. Just devouring this material took over 1,000 years. Afterwards, it began devouring materials one by one, slowly recovering. But the recovery speed was still very, very slow. During this time, if someone had opened the treasury, they would have discovered the anomaly. Unfortunately, for 10,000 years, most of the lightning purple striped tiger clan's power was used to deal with the outer god. The Purple Tiger Pagoda was almost in an abandoned state, and no one ever opened the treasury on the 95th floor again. So, it devoured bit by bit, accumulating power little by little. When it had almost finished devouring all the miscellaneous things in the 95th floor treasury, it finally revived. The power belonging to hell erupted, re-evolving into a sea of fire. This process also took a lot of time. Just as its evolution was nearing completion, Lei Tian opened the door of the 95th floor treasury, equivalent to opening a Pandora's box. It instinctively sensed even more powerful forces, so flames filled the sky, wanting to plunder and devour. Hell's power was too high level. Even though it was just a fragment, it wasn't something a 9th-level Tao Venerable like Lei Tian could resist. At that time, if the Beast Emperor had been present, he could have suppressed it. But if it had devoured the entire Purple Tiger City, even if the Beast Emperor came, it wouldn't have mattered. For the entire origin continent, this would have been a great disaster. Fortunately, he was present. What was a disaster for others was an opportunity for him. The skeleton hell successfully devoured it, advancing to a higher level. Lin Moyu understood the whole course of events. Of all the images, what Lin Moyu focused on most was the very first image. That image was the first of all the hell fragments records. When hell had just collapsed, in the remaining image, Lin Moyu saw an incredibly huge figure. This figure was clearly not human, but it was too blurry to make out what it was. It was this figure that shattered hell. Hell was actually shattered by some being. How strong must this being be? To think such a terrifying existence exists in the world. Lin Moyu felt shocked, never imagining that hell had collapsed because of this. The incredibly powerful hell was shattered into pieces by an even more powerful being. The vast majority of hell turned to dust, with only a few fragments preserved, flying in all directions. Besides being shocked, Lin Moyu also felt it seemed somewhat normal. Even something as strong as the Calamity Scepter had its 5 gems scattered across the land. Hell being shattered seemed somewhat acceptable. I wonder, between that fellow who shattered hell, that stinky old man, and that elder who controlled the primal water, who was stronger? Lin Moyu pondered. The strongest beings he had seen were undoubtedly the green-robed elder and the elder who gave him primal water. With his current knowledge, he couldn't determine which of the two was stronger. Now he had to add the being that shattered hell. Who knew which of them was stronger? Thinking of this, Lin Moyu suddenly said, "No, we need to add one more, that stinky old man's Tao partner. Among these 4, I wonder who is a bit stronger." As his thoughts raced, the Buddhist chants in his ears suddenly intensified. The Buddhist lich had absorbed a large amount of power from the Buddhist beads and began to advance. The 6th wheel of light was born smoothly. The Buddhist lich's gaze became solemn as it successfully became a 6-wheel ancient Buddha, growing even more powerful. At this time, the Buddhist beads had shrunk by nearly half, and the Buddhist lich continued absorbing. Suddenly, the Buddhist beads erupted with Buddhist light, and a voice sounded from within, "How dare you destroy this Buddhist treasure?" Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. He didn't expect that a trace of the eight-wheel ancient Buddha's Buddhist thought still remained in the beads. Lin Moyu's will moved, issuing a command to the Buddhist lich, while a drop of primal water flew out, landing on the Buddhist lich. Then belief power burned fiercely, empowering the Buddhist lich. The Buddhist lich's aura rose sharply, and the Fate Tao appeared simultaneously. Along the trace of divine thought in the Buddhist beads, the Buddhist lich found its trail in the Fate Tao, then threw out a punch. Lin Moyu vaguely heard a huge sound, and the Fate Tao stirred up waves. The Buddhist beads shook violently. That trace of the eight-wheel ancient Buddha's Buddhist thought shook intensely, its voice coming out intermittently. "How dare you? Stop immediately," Lin Moyu said in a low voice. "Continue, beat him up." The Buddhist lich's fists didn't stop, landing 2 more punches on the Fate Tao. Huge waves surged in the Fate Tao. Accompanied by an angry roar, after 2 punches, the beads finally calmed down. The trace of eight-wheel ancient Buddha's Buddhist thought left in the Buddhist beads was completely shattered. Lin Moyu said disdainfully, "You've been defeated, your treasure destroyed, yet you're still being arrogant here. No strength. Then shut up and stop talking useless nonsense." Chapter 3058. 3058. Chapter 3058. Every action has its cause and effect. Western continent, Buddhist territory. Among the myriad Buddhist nations, the central area was called the Buddhist realm. Within the Buddhist realm were countless Buddhist nations, each representing an ancient Buddha. Under the ancient Buddhas were many celestial Buddhas. Ancient Buddhas generally didn't manifest often. Usually, it was the celestial Buddhas who appeared. Celestial Buddhas were equivalent to human celestial venerables. In the Buddhist nations, their status was already quite high. On this day, a huge Buddhist nation suddenly shook violently. Low roars sounded from within, and the aura spread throughout the entire nation. In an instant, all followers in the Buddhist nation knelt on the ground, chanting scriptures, as if praying for something. "Destroying this Buddha's treasure, this Buddha will surely kill you. Issue the decree. From now on, upon seeing the lightning purple striped tiger clan, subdue the demons." The Buddhist nation shook, and countless people received the decree. With the decree issued, it meant that all Buddhist disciples in this nation would fight the lightning purple striped tiger clan to the death. Soon, this news would spread to the beast race and reach the ears of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Even if no one spread it, the Lufin trading company controlled by the third ancestor would find ways to sell the information. Information was valuable, especially news about both sides of an impending war was even more valuable. The Lufin Trading Company didn't just sell goods, selling information was also one of their sources of income. The Buddhist lich extinguished the Buddhist thought remaining in the beads with 3 punches, consuming the beads completely, leaving nothing behind. The Buddhist lich's aura also rose to the peak of 6-wheel ancient Buddha, just 1 step away from 7-wheel ancient Buddha. This result, although not the best expectation, was acceptable. After all, there was a huge gap between 6 wheels and 7 wheels, not easy to cross. No matter how special the Buddhist cultivation methods were, on the origin continent, their essence was no different from human cultivation methods. It was the same for human Tao venerables. Crossing from 6th level to 7th level was equally difficult. That's why those above 7th level could be called 7th level elders. It was a term of respect, and those who could attain it were extremely rare. Like the lightning purple striped tiger clan, which had inherited for countless years and was a royal clan with millions of members, they had no more than 30 elders above 7th level. Now that the Buddhist lich had reached the peak of 6-wheel ancient Buddha, if it disregarded the cost and sacrificed followers in its Buddhist nation, combined with primal water and empowered by belief power, it might be able to burst out with 7-wheel ancient Buddha combat power. Combined with the skeleton hell, it would have the strength to fight head-on with 7th level Tao venerables. Lin Moyu estimated his strength, showing a satisfied expression, and muttered to himself, "Need to find a chance to fill up the Buddhist lich's Buddhist nation." The Buddhist lich's eternal Buddhist nation could accommodate 50 million followers. But now, there were less than 3 million followers, not even a tenth of the total capacity, and there had never been a chance to replenish it. The eternal Buddhist nation's requirements for followers were simple. It didn't need very powerful beings, just any living beings would do. The souls of living beings after death could become followers. But so many living beings couldn't come from nowhere. It depended on luck, whether a suitable opportunity could be found. Putting away the Buddhist lich, Lin Moyu took out the Five Elements sword. The Five Elements sword was now sealed, its spirituality in a dormant state. This sword could split into five, possessing the power of the five elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. When formed into a sword formation, its power could rival 8th level Tao Venerable. However, the problem was that to fully control it required at least 7th level Tao Venerable cultivation, which Lin Moyu was far from. Moreover, it wasn't to say that a 7th level Tao Venerable wielding it could challenge an 8th level Tao Venerable. That would be seeking death. You have a treasure, but don't 8th level Tao Venerables have their own? At most, it could be said that when facing an 8th level Tao Venerable, one would have some ability to preserve one's life. But these abilities were of no use to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu hugged the Five Elements sword. Everything in the world has its cause and effect. If you hadn't insisted on striking me with a sword, you wouldn't have ended up in my hands. It can only be said that this was your fate. A treasure with spirituality, who knows what kind of lich it will become. As Lin Moyu said, at first he hadn't thought about taking the Five Elements sword. But it insisted on striking him with a sword before being satisfied. Since that was the case, he would oblige. A flame arose from his palm, enveloping the Five Elements sword. Origin technique. Summon elemental lich. The Five Elements sword began to vibrate with a hum. Its spirituality instinctively began to resist. It resisted very violently. After all, it was a 7th level Tao Venerable treasure with spirituality. It wasn't easy to evolve into an elemental lich. Sword chi penetrated from the sword, emitting a powerful aura. Lin Moyu could feel its anger and unwillingness. This trace of spirituality was very strong. Although it hadn't truly evolved into intelligence, for a treasure, having spirituality or not made a huge difference. A origin thunder cloud appeared under Lin Moyu's feet. A trace of origin divine thunder was drawn out, falling into the Five Elements sword. The Five Elements sword immediately trembled. Its small spirituality was paralyzed by the divine thunder, temporarily losing the ability to resist. The Five Elements sword gradually deformed in the flames, losing its sword shape, its sword chi dissipating. 10 minutes later, the Five Elements sword had returned to its origin, becoming a liquid. The liquid contained all 5 elements. This liquid should be an extremely excellent material for forging. There were too many types of materials in the world. Lin Moyu couldn't name them all. The 5 elements liquid continued to change shape in the flames, gradually forming the shape of an elemental lich. 20 minutes later, a brand new elemental lich fully formed, flying out from the flames. It looked only fist-sized, very small and cute. But it emitted a sharp aura, its entire being like a sharp sword. The newborn lich respectfully knelt suspended before Lin Moyu, showing submission. 5 Elements Sword Lich. Realm: 6th level Tao Venerable. Grade: Perfect. Growth limit: none. Techniques: 5 Elements Sword Chi, Sword Tao. 5 Elements Sword Chi can slash out 5 different types of sword chi to deal with different enemies. Sword Tao: connect with the Tao power to raise one's realm. Can also borrow Tao power to slash out 5 Elements Sword Rain, once per hour. The 5 Elements Sword Lich inherited the characteristics of the 5 Elements Sword, but didn't inherit the 5 Elements Sword formation. Instead, it gained the Sword Tao. This was also one of the abilities of liches after the Celestial Venerable Realm, connecting with the Tao. Lin Moyu looked at the information, murmuring, the Sword Tao can raise its own realm. Originally the 5 Elements Sword Lich was at 6th level Tao Venerable. After raising its realm, will it be peak 6th level or 7th level Elder? The Sword Tao seems to be divided into 2 parts. The ability to raise realm seems to have no limit. But the 5 Elements Sword Rain can only be used once per hour. Let's try it. We'll know after trying. With a thought, the 5 Elements Sword Lich bowed to Lin Moyu before quickly flying into the distance. Its speed was extremely fast, like teleportation, instantly covering 100 miles. It used its technique, and a brilliant Tao appeared around it. Within the Tao, myriad swords floated, large and small, strong and weak, countless sharp swords dancing within the Tao. The Sword Tao enveloped its body. The 5 Elements Sword Lich's aura suddenly surged, breaking through the bottleneck, stepping from 6th level Tao Venerable into 7th level Tao Venerable. Chapter 3059, 3059. Chapter 3059. You're full of rebellious bones, who knows when you might rebel. Empowered by the Sword Dao, the 5 Elements Sword Lich stepped into 7th level Dao Venerable in one go. Lin Moyu's face showed delight. Although the Buddhist Lich couldn't reach 7-wheel Ancient Buddha, this 5 Elements Sword Lich gave him a big surprise. A 7th level Dao Venerable 5 Elements Sword Lich, though perhaps lacking in combat power compared to a true 7th level Dao Venerable, was still 7th level Dao Venerable and could certainly hold its own in a fight. Combined with other methods, Lin Moyu was 80% confident he could kill some 7th level elders. Let's try the 5 Elements Sword. See. The fist-sized 5 Elements Sword Lich spread its small hand, and the sword Dao around it immediately boiled. 5 swords of different attributes and colors, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth, flew out from the sword Dao, coming behind the 5 Elements Sword Lich. The 5 elemental swords were much larger than the 5 Elements Sword Lich, forming a strong contrast. At this moment, the 5 Elements Sword Lich pointed forward, and the 5 elemental swords immediately slashed out. In an instant, the sword Dao was activated. Countless sharp swords flew out from the Dao-like mountains and seas, covering the sky and earth, enveloping an area of 100 miles ahead. Millions of swords turned into huge waves, pouring out. Wherever they passed, the ground was as if plowed. For hundreds of miles, not a blade of grass grew. The ground sank several meters, forming a basin. Not bad power. Lin Moyu was very satisfied. He put away the 5 Elements Sword Lich and quickly left. He knew that with such a big disturbance, someone would come soon. It was best for him to leave first. Less than a minute after he left, people had already arrived. Not just one person, but dozens. They were all attracted by the powerful aura, thinking some treasure had appeared. Upon arriving, they all showed surprised expressions. An area of hundreds of miles had sunk several meters, plowed into a plain. The ground of the origin continent could be shattered or cracked, but to directly sink several meters and become a basin was not something an ordinary person could do. This must be some 7th level elder testing their technique. This is so close to Purple Tiger City. Aren't they afraid of the lightning purple striped tiger clan's elders taking action? It might well be an elder of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. At this moment, a purple lightning bolt shot from afar, and Lei Tian stepped out from the purple light. A powerhouse above 7th level testing techniques outside Purple Tiger City was a provocation to the lightning purple striped tiger clan. As the clan leader, he personally came to see. Someone recognized Lei Tian and couldn't help but exclaim, "Heavens, it's clan leader Lei Tian." To think it alarmed clan leader Lei Tian. After all, it's outside Purple Tiger City. Of course it needs attention. I wonder who was so reckless. They're probably in trouble now. Lei Tian looked at the plowed ground, feeling the remaining aura, his expression gradually becoming complex. It's the aura of the 5 Elements Sword. Mr. Lin actually mastered the 5 Elements Sword. Lin Moyu, with his 3rd level Dao Venerable ability, had mastered the 5 Elements Sword and could exert its power to such an extent. Lei Tian realized his understanding of Lin Moyu was far too shallow. Lin Moyu was like a big mystery. Just when you thought you knew something, you'd discover Lin Moyu had even more secrets. You were still so ignorant. When Lei Tian came, he was indeed angry. After all, this was so close to Purple Tiger City. But after knowing it was Lin Moyu's doing, his anger instantly disappeared. Lei Tian left without a word, as if this incident had never happened. The onlookers saw Lei Tian leave and all felt strange. No matter how they thought about it, they couldn't understand why Lei Tian didn't say a word. Was this matter just going to be left like this? Given the lightning purple striped tiger clan's temperament, this shouldn't be the case. This incident was destined to become an unsolved mystery. No one would explain it. After Lin Moyu left, he flew 1,000 miles before landing again. This time he let out Little Five and the others. Little Mist, Little Moon, and Little Five sat on Little Ox's back. Everyone had gained quite a bit from this ancestral grounds trip. Little She successfully advanced to Dao Venerable, Little Five advanced to 2nd level Dao Venerable, and Little Ox reached peak Celestial Venerable. Although Little Moon didn't enter the ancestral grounds, with Lin Moyu's help, she also received aid from Divine Thunder, successfully reaching the peak of Other Shore Realm, just half a step away from Supreme. If Lin Moyu hadn't felt that cultivating too fast wasn't good and let Little Moon further solidify her foundation, she could have already become Supreme. But even without becoming Supreme, Little Moon was now the youngest peak Other Shore Realm cultivator on the origin continent. If she became Supreme, she would be the youngest Supreme Realm. Following the cultivation plan Lin Moyu had set, Little Moon might become the youngest celestial venerable and Tao venerable on the origin continent. Little Five continued to point the way, guiding Little Ox's direction. Lin Moyu said, "Now all four of you have thunder poison in your bodies. If you want to continue cultivating with divine thunder, you need to remove the thunder poison." Little Ox's eyes lit up, and he was the first to speak. "Master, Little Ox wants to continue cultivating with divine thunder. Divine thunder can stimulate Little Ox's bloodline. I feel that if I keep using divine thunder to cultivate, Little Ox's bloodline can truly awaken." After enjoying the benefits of divine thunder, one becomes addicted. Even without any bloodline awakening, cultivating with divine thunder is far superior to bitter cultivation on one's own. Lin Moyu chuckled, "Removing thunder poison is very painful. It's a pain that comes from the soul. Can you bear it?" Hearing it was pain from the soul, Little Ox showed a hint of hesitation. But after hesitating, his eyes became determined again. "For the sake of my bloodline, Little Ox isn't afraid of pain. Little Ox has a feeling that my bloodline is very strong and very ancient. If it can fully awaken, it will definitely be very powerful." At this time, Little Mist patted Little Ox's head. "After becoming very powerful, are you going to rebel against Master and become the boss yourself?" Lin Moyu also followed Little Mist's words. "Indeed, I forgot to consider this point. Maybe we should forget about it." Little Ox cried out, "Grandaunt Little Mist, you can't slander Little Ox like this. Little Ox's loyalty to Master can be witnessed by heaven and earth, verified by the Tao." Little Mist snorted lightly. "Who knows? I see you're full of rebellious bones. Who knows when you might rebel? Even if you don't rebel, those calves of yours might rebel someday." Little Ox's face fell. "Grandaunt, please don't say any more. Little Ox will never betray Master. If those calves dare to have any disloyal thoughts, Little Ox will be the first to clean house, without Master having to act." Little Ox's mournful appearance made everyone laugh. Little Moon smiled brightly. "Little Miss is just teasing you, Little Ox. Don't be afraid." Little Mist snorted, "Can't even take a joke. No fun." Lin Moyu looked at Little Ox. He naturally knew that Little Ox was well aware Little Mist was joking with him. This fellow was very clever, just playing along with Little Mist. It was hard to say who was fooling whom. Lin Moyu said, "No rush. Now is not the time to clear the thunder poison. I'll use the purple pattern origin to alleviate the thunder poison for you first. It will be easier when it's time to remove it completely." Lin Moyu drew a trace of purple pattern origin from the origin thunder cloud, turning it into mist enveloping the four. Under the nourishment of the purple pattern origin, the thunder poison would gradually fade, and then it would be time to completely remove the thunder poison. The group traveled over mountains and ridges for many days, covering an uncountable distance. As they got closer to Little Five's home, suddenly a sharp cry came from afar. Little Five's face immediately changed. Chapter 3060, 3060. Chapter 3060. "I'd like to see how you plan to kill us." The change in Little Five's expression immediately caught Little Mist and Little Moon's attention. Little Moon asked with concern, "Sister Little Five, what happened?" Little Five's face turned slightly pale. "I heard the cry for help from my clan members." Only Little Five, as a sole progenitor beast, could hear the cry for help from her clan members. Little Moon and Little Mist couldn't hear it. Sole progenitor beasts were adept at using souls, so their cries for help were also transmitted through the soul. Moreover, this kind of cry for help was very special. Even soul Dao cultivators like Xiao Huyuan couldn't hear it. Although Lin Moyu's spiritual perception was extremely keen, he also couldn't hear it, but he sensed an unusual soul fluctuation. Lin Moyu asked, "How far are we from your clan's territory?" Little Five said, "It's not far now, but the cry for help said the clan members have fled elsewhere. I don't know if they managed to escape." Lin Moyu asked, "Is there any other information?" Little Five shook her head, "No more. This kind of sound is both a cry for help and a warning, telling other clan members that there's danger here, don't come close. But if we don't get close, I won't know where the clan members have fled to." Lin Moyu continued to ask, "What are the cultivation realms of your clan members?" Little Five's clan was very small, with only 5 people. Little Five ranked 5th, the weakest one. Little Five said, "The clan leader is 6th level Tao Venerable, then second sister is 4th level Tao Venerable, third brother and fourth brother are both 3rd level Tao Venerable." It was evident that Little Five was very worried at this moment. Lin Moyu thought for a moment, "Plant a fruit first. This fruit can definitely find them." Little Five's eyes lit up. Right, I'll plant a fruit first. Because of her anxiety, little Five had forgotten she could plant fruits. As long as she could successfully plant a fruit, it meant her clan members were still alive. If her clan members had already died, then planting the fruit would surely fail. No matter how strong the cause and effect Tao was, it couldn't reverse life and death. A flame appeared in little Five's hand, with something like a seed inside. This was the fruit of the cause and effect Tao. Around little Five, the cause and effect Tao flickered, not very real. Soul progenitor beasts had the ability to plant fruits to seek causes, but couldn't truly control the cause and effect Tao. When little Five was planting the fruit, the illusory shadow of the cause and effect Tao appeared, indicating her bloodline was already very strong. Little Five sent her will into the fruit. After carrying little Five's will, the fruit quickly grew, and then a green sprout shot out from the fruit. The fruit sprouting meant the planting was successful. Little Five's face immediately showed joy, it succeeded. The clan leader and others are still alive. Lin Moyu patted little Five's head, now there's no need to worry. Let's go find little Five's clan members. Little Five nodded vigorously. With the fruit planting successful, little Five's mood had improved a lot. Moreover, she believed that with Lin Moyu around, there was no problem that couldn't be solved. To find her clan members, the best way was to go home first. There was the aura of clan members having lived there. The aura of soul progenitor beasts was very special, only detectable by fellow soul progenitor beasts. Once they got home, little Five would be able to determine where her clan members had gone. To speed things up, Lin Moyu had Little Ox, Little Mist, and Little Moon return, while he took little Five forward. Lin Moyu held little Five, vibrated his wings of time, and shot forward like a streak of light. In an instant, they covered thousands of miles, flying tens of thousands of miles in no time. Little Five pointed to a mountain valley ahead, it's there. Lin Moyu flew towards the valley. He had already sensed the aura of soul progenitor beasts. Although the aura was very faint, it couldn't escape him. The two rushed into the valley. The valley was very quiet, showing no signs of abnormality. Lin Moyu suddenly frowned and threw a punch forward. Blood Chi rumbled, his fist force turning into a Blood Chi divine dragon, roaring forward. A large net appeared in the void. The Blood Chi divine dragon crashed into the net, causing it to bulge. The net was very sturdy. It wasn't shattered by the Blood Chi divine dragon, but instead wrapped around it. No matter how the Blood Chi divine dragon struggled in the net, it couldn't break free. Moreover, there was a strange power in the net, continuously absorbing the Blood Chi divine dragon's power, making it weaker and weaker. Little Five covered her mouth. This is a soul-catching net, specifically used to hunt us. Lin Moyu nodded. The soul-catching net was special. It could suppress souls and absorb power, very practical for dealing with soul progenitor beasts. But it also depended on the realm. This soul-catching net could only deal with soul progenitor beasts below 5th level Tao Venerable. It probably wasn't strong enough to deal with Little Five's clan leader. Originally, the soul-catching net was hidden in the void, but it couldn't escape Lin Moyu's notice and was forced out by one punch. Then Lin Moyu threw several more punches, turning into Blood Chi divine dragons, roaring in all directions. Space shattered like glass, and the true situation in the valley was instantly revealed. In what should have been a beautiful valley, only ruins remained now. This place had clearly experienced a great battle. Most of the valley had been destroyed. Who are you? An angry shout rang out. Lin Moyu looked up and saw the newcomers, two beast race Tao Venerables. Both were 4th level Tao Venerable beasts, wearing red clothes, in human form. They looked no different from humans, but their limbs had long red fur, still showing obvious beast characteristics. The two's gazes were extremely sharp, scanning over Lin Moyu and Little Five. Speak, you two, why have you come here? They couldn't see Little Five's true form clearly and thought they were two humans. However, they could see Lin Moyu and Little Five's realms, one 3rd level Tao Venerable and one 2nd level Tao Venerable, both weaker than them, so their words carried some arrogance. Lin Moyu looked at the two, finding in his memory which clan they belonged to. You're from the Blazing Divine Eagle clan. The two snorted arrogantly. That's right. We asked you a question, what are you doing here? Lin Moyu said, this isn't the territory of your Blazing Divine Eagle clan. Is it any of your business why we're here? One of them sneered repeatedly, this is the northern continent, our beast race's territory. You humans coming here should obediently listen. At this time, Little Five said in Lin Moyu's ear, Father, I've found them. Lin Moyu nodded and said to the two, I'll give you 3 seconds to leave immediately, or I'll kill you. 3. Needless to say, these two being here and operating the soul-catching net meant they were here to hunt soul progenitor beasts. Lin Moyu didn't want to waste time with them and gave them 3 seconds. He said he'd give 3 seconds, but Lin Moyu was already prepared to act, because he knew very clearly that the two definitely wouldn't leave. The two Dao Venerables from the blazing Divine Eagle clan laughed simultaneously, their eyes full of disdain. It turns out to be a madman. Lin Moyu's voice continued, 2. The blazing Divine Eagles laughed wildly. Do you think this is the southern continent? A mere third-level Dao Venerable dares to speak to us like this. I'd like to see how you plan to kill us. 1. Lin Moyu's countdown ended. He lightly pointed at the two. Space distorted, and the skeleton hell descended. Countless hell fiends flew out, pouncing towards the two. The two's faces changed drastically. They instinctively wanted to flee, when suddenly the hell's eye opened, and an extremely powerful soul impact descended. The two screamed miserably, falling into the magma, quickly surrounded and devoured by hell fiends. Then the skeleton hell instantly expanded, not sparing even the soul-catching net, devouring it as well. Lin Moyu said to Little Five, let's go find them.